right, and I'm gonna kill the Sightless and Shadow music, the hardcore metal that we have for our intro, and we are back. So for the first game of October, and I hope you like our spooky layout. We have jack-o'-lanterns, and we've got orange, and we've got some dead trees, and a harvest moon in the background. It looks pretty.
I need to turn on Twitch.
So, we are down a couple people tonight, unfortunately, feeling under the weather. So we wish them the best and hope they get a speedy recovery. Dentists suck, as well as work stress and other mundane stuff. But that being said, so we have something we're going to do a little bit different for a little while, I think. For games, probably just in relation to Ashland by Night, but it may be different. I don't know. So we're going to start doing some RP votes, which will be selected by the players, so everybody can figure out who they thought did great for a scene or give their official nods to. So it will be player related votes. So in addition to doing XP tonight, we have some giveaways. So I have a bunch of extra books that were given to me. And of these extra books, some of them are not only duplicates to me, but they're duplicates in the pile. That's how many we ended up getting. So for tonight, the winner of the RP vote is going to get one of these particular books. So the first giveaway we're doing is World of Darkness Gypsies.
Nice.
A kind of hard to find book.
What's that one about?
Gypsies. Duh.
Where do they fit as far as
in the World of Darkness? No, they were produced in a series of books aimed primarily at the semi-human side of things, like the hunters and whatnot. So not full-on mages, and obviously not ghouls or whatnot, but a little something in between.
Okay.
It got a little bit of crap because it was written at an era that people thought it was racially insensitive. So that may be one of the reasons why it's harder to find the book. But nevertheless, I'm just a junkie when it comes to World of Darkness stuff in and of itself. So this particular pile had two of those books, and I've always wanted to read it. So I'm keeping a copy for myself. The other book that's going to be given away tonight is Vampire the Dark Ages.
Ooh.
Yes. This is actually a pretty nice book. In addition to it, I don't find many people play Vampire the Dark Ages. I find that they use it as a supplement to Vampire in and of itself, which works great because it gives a lot of historical value to Vampire in and of itself. So if you're into 5th edition, it's still worth it to pick up. If for no other reason than for a good read. It tells you basically, in this particular book, and this was the first edition of the Dark Ages book that they came out with. They have 3 total. They ended up coming out with Vampire the Dark Ages Vampire, and then they came out with Dark Ages Vampire the Dark Ages 20th edition, which kind of vamped everything up or revamped everything up. But this one takes place at a certain time period. I don't remember when specifically, but it kind of gives you not only an encapsulation of where the clans were at that time frame, kind of where they came from to get to that point, and then it gives you a trajectory of because they already assumed you would probably be using it with Vampire, the main game. So they kind of tell you, okay, well, here's kind of what it was looking like for them at that time frame. So it gives you kind of a good historical overview. In addition to that, it also gives you a look at some of the other bloodlines that came out around that time frame, this was one of the first books to produce a lot of bloodlines that you actually see that got reused in later editions. And then the other one.
Did the Lianon come around?
Yes.
Around that time?
Yes, they came out. It actually came out in a supplement, but it came out with this particular timeline. And then the third book, also a hard one to find, one that actually is a personal favorite of mine, Kindred of the Ebony Kingdom. This is all about what happened to vampires who were in Africa.
Oh.
And it's really interesting. It gives a different take on the quote-unquote Cain myth. And they have their own kind of culture, as well as the bloodlines tend to work a little differently. Like, there is an offshoot bloodline of the Lasombra, who project a shadow, but the shadow doesn't really follow them. So in that way, it kind of, still keeps with an issue of a masquerade and whatnot. And then one of the other ones that seems to be a personal favorite of some of the greedier, I like to tweak out my games players, the Nagalopers. Nagalopers are the African version. Yeah, see, some of our people have already run into them. Nagalopers are the African version of Tzimisce. And their two big differences is that rather than have the dirt, they have to like bury themselves in the soil. So they actually have to like, dig themselves and go under. But they can also use their vicissitude at range. They don't have to touch you to do it.
Oh yeah, we ran up against the guy.
Yeah,
Yes, you did.
Guy.
Mm-hmm.
That was the night that you fell asleep while we were fighting.
Yep.
That was funny.
Oh, hi.
That was so great.
Yep. But these are the 3 books. One of these will be going to the player who wins an RP vote tonight. So it will be decided amongst all of you. Oops, hit my microphone already. And before we begin, we have to do XP for the month. So I don't believe we have... Oh, wait a minute. It is a birthday month.
Yep. It's mine.
It is a birthday month.
John, is it your birthday month?
Yep.
When's your birthday?
24th.
So here's what we're gonna do. Okay. One person will roll it, but it's a birthday month for Todd. It's a birthday month for Brittany, and it's a birthday month for yours truly.
Oh wow!
So what we're gonna do? It's gonna be Christmas in October. And we're going to roll 1d4 plus 1, like we normally do. But we're going to roll 3d6 plus 3.
Ooh. Wow.
That's 3d6?
Plus 3.
That's a lot of...
Potentially, that is a lot of XP, yes. And special shout out to Jay, who's actually watching us right now. He's the individual who dumped off all of his extra books. So thank you very much. Hopefully he'll be coming to play with us here soon. We're looking at what character he's going to be bringing in. Bum, bum, bum. So, who would like to roll XP for tonight?
George.
Yeah, since George doesn't have a birthday, we'll have him do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, wait, I'm surrounded by a bunch of October babies.
Yep.
Okay, so
That means our parents were probably busy in February.
That explains it.
Thanks, Jerome.
You're welcome.
Think about it. No, I'm kidding. Okay, and I've got more D6s. Man. Okay. All right. Well, I'll roll the D4 first.
Okay.
Yes. So...
And I need somebody to write this down because obviously we want to make sure that Rachel and Missy get it too. So.
Okay. Well, that's a 1. So I'm
2.
already regretting.
So 2 from the 4-sided die.
Yeah. And so. And 3d6. So I'll just roll this 1d6 3 times.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a 2. It's a 5. So 7. Plus 3. So it's 10.
And 10
plus 3.
13.
So
13.
15 total.
15 total.
15 XP. Nice.
15 total. Not too shabby.
You need to start spending experience.
And also make sure that you send me copies of your updated character sheets. I haven't gotten those in a while from folks. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I get spent some of this.
My last time spending was August 7th on my notes.
Oh goodness, I have a lot. Whew.
Yeah. I didn't note XP for September. I was probably not. Oh, yeah, that's right, because that was like that month or that was that week where my internet was dodgy.
Yep.
September we got 7.
Do I get that as well? Or?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Rachel's birthday.
It's not a you must be present to win.
Well, but I just want.
You
to be.
earned it.
I just wanted to.
Dad, gummit, write the XP down.
All right, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna buy.
Catch. Wonder if I should do that now or if I should wait till the game is over.
Why do you think you're going to get killed or something?
I mean, it seems like every game I end up running into Adam. So, yeah. In fact, I need stupidly.
Remember, he just decided he was going to defeat Adam as his life's goal.
You're gonna need XP for that. I will tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just like he is such a he just seems like such a awful creature that he just shouldn't exist. And so Remus is very it's just no, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. There are things that should, Adam shouldn't. But I have 31 XP to be spent.
Nice.
Yeah, I have 32. I'm like,
yeah, so ooh. I have my.
So while you are deciding what it is that you are going to spend your bounty on, I need I need a soundboard that I can put into this, so I can hit random sounds and whatnot, because I'm random like that, like they do on radio broadcasts and whatnot. Because right about there, I was expecting Mutiny on the Bounty by the Beastie Boys, that opening riff, hit Mutiny on the Bounty is what it's all about. Then again, we turn around and get muted for about a minute or so for no particular reasons, because they think we're playing that song. Thankfully, they don't do it during the live stream, but if I was to if we do that, Twitch has been starting to watch it more closely now. So if the song is somewhere in royalty-free domains, it doesn't seem like they care all that much. But if it's owned by one of the big companies, oh yeah, they come at you hard, fast, and and in a hurry. You'll see the little sign on it that part of this video has been muted because you didn't have licensing rights to say that. So quick recap. So last game was kind of enlightening. We found out that there were Sabbat starting to move in on the city, and in this particular case, they're using gangs and drugs. But the problem wasn't mutually exclusive to them. Apparently, the issues that the city is having with the municipalities, or I should say not municipality, but the civic funding, is stemming from a problem with the Camarilla. The Camarilla of Vegas is sort of extending their influence and screwing with things. So it's kind of a two-pronged issue. The last game, however, Henri tagged along with Damaris, and it was discovered by Henri only that Damaris is a part of the Sabbat. And she managed to negotiate a sort of ceasefire temporarily with the Sabbat member, giving them time to decide what it is that they're going to do about the Camarilla. So where we pick up is the next night from that point. So you now have 2 nights left. We'll assume, for brevity's sake, at this point, that Sophie has called for a meeting of those who are available to meet up at the only Elysia in town still, which is the museum.
We're working on it. Trudy made some headway.
For a discussion on, actually, you know what? No, you don't even have to do that. You guys could do this at the New Haven.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. It lacks a lot of furnishings right now, but it has plenty of space and it has privacy. But I'll leave that up to you to decide. You all to decide.
Well, Henri still lives at his house, right?
Yes.
George, where do you live now? Or
He's
Remus?
he's under the tree.
Have you decided where you live?
I think now that we're at or now that we have a house, and especially because like it doesn't seem like there's probably too many people staying in it at the moment, I think Remus will probably just stick at the house.
Okay, that'll work.
He's got a lot of thinking to do.
All right. Should we meet over at the New Haven then?
You just got to give me a ringy.
All right, I'll send a text to the group saying, "Hey, let's regroup after last night. How's the Haven?"
Remus will text back, a bit empty, but it's kind of nice. Where are we meeting?
Let's just meet over there.
So I'm gonna text back. My dearest friends of the Courtier, I have received your message. I will be there en route shortly, within 25 to 35 minutes. I'm just gonna do a full paragraph at this point, just and then at the end it's like, sincerely, Henri.
So formal.
I hope he didn't text all that out. Maybe he
did.
I did.
I mean, Trudy doesn't type very well, so she uses the voice to text.
It takes. He hasn't learned that yet, Henri, but so it takes him a while to text it all out.
Goodness.
I thought you just let Robert do it.
Yeah, you get about half of it. You get about half of his text, and it has that read more button. Click on it, so you have to pull the full text up.
All right, so I'll head over there.
So within roughly about a half hour or so, Remus, you are no longer alone as you see headlights pulling up and individuals showing up at the Haven.
I'm going to put Roberto to work before I leave. I want to. I really want to get somebody in this house to continue the leatherworking. So I want to get Robert looking at like. I don't even know. I'm gonna leave it on him as a task to find someone that we can bring in here, either as another ghoul or somebody that's gonna want to work for me on an artisan level. Right? So I want to bring in a journeyman, a journeyman leather worker here.
Yeah, he's working on that.
Okay,
he started working on that last night.
Okay, so that's what I want to task him with to continue that. So I'm going to leave him here, and I'm going to leave.
Okay.
Go with somebody else.
Sure.
So I'm sure Sophie's already there when I get there.
Yes.
I guess it's my home too because we got enough. So I'm not gonna knock. I will knock, but I'm gonna let myself in.
So knocking as you open.
Yes, like
Sure.
my little cane sword knock on the door. Bonjour, I am here. Remus, where are you?
Over here on the couch.
Ah,
Because I think that's our only piece of furniture.
we must rectify that.
There is currently a there is the couch. There is that wooden spool that electrical cording usually comes wrapped around. Somebody grabbed that and put that in the house, so you have a coffee table.
Oh,
At this point. And there are about like 3 or 4 used non-matching chairs.
okay.
Just like home.
There's many places to sit. This is good. Where is Lady Asperia? Is she joining us this evening? And Demers?
There is a note on the quote unquote new table from Hesperia that says that she's communing with mom, and she'll be back in a few.
Hesperia, she has a mother that she's in contact with still?
I guess she's. I mean, I haven't really spoken to her about this, but I believe her mother is buried in the graveyard here in town.
Oh, so when she is communing with mom, she is speaking to the dead?
Perhaps.
Did not know she had this ability.
Well,
I guess when I heard mom, I thought she meant maybe her sire, but that's somehow creepier.
I do recall she spends some quality time there. I once received a gift that may or may not have been from a grave. I didn't want to think about it too hard.
It's okay. They're not using it. You can repurpose the gift.
That is true. That is true.
Just never gets more normal. Just stays weird.
There is a new phrase I have heard that's being used recently. It's the new normal. So we have to learn. So what is the new normal?
This is a new and terrifying normal, but it seems to be the new normal for sure.
And Jewel comes walking out from one of the back rooms.
Oh, hi. I haven't.
Oh,
I didn't
hey.
realize you were in town.
Stand up, brush my clothes off.
Yeah, I thought you were there. We were at the. Was it a wedding or was it a
Yes,
reception?
Party. That's right. I do remember seeing you there.
Is there a reception?
Yeah, sorry. Hesperia said I could crash here for a bit. I don't have a place of my own right now.
Of course.
This house is very large.
Yeah, it's super empty, so I hope you guys don't mind. I grabbed some chairs that were out at the corner. They were going to be thrown away, but I figured we could probably use them.
So if we have you to thank for the seating arrangements, so we are very grateful.
I wasn't sure. It looked like the place was still kind of empty, so I thought I would contribute. Sorry.
No need to be sorry. We have not decorated or furbished the place yet.
So she just takes a moment to tie her hair, back into a ponytail and throws her leather coat on.
Are you headed out? Would you like to join us?
Well, no, I just came out to see what all the commotion was about because, a whole bunch of people showed up.
Yeah, so I just thought it would be good to have a discussion about what we're going to do about some city matters. If you'd like to give your input, your opinion is welcome.
Oh, sure. I mean, I can. I plan on staying there. We don't have. I'm sure you guys have heard. Portland's
hear-
kind of hell in a handbasket at this point. There's really nothing left there for us. So, yeah. I mean, I'm happy to contribute as best I can.
So your husband will stay at your home, and I suppose the dog will stay there as well. There is the two girls. One of them at least was a vampire. Will she be joining us, or is she too new?
That's a great idea. Do I still have their phone numbers, right? I mean, let's see if they still work. Susan and Stephanie, whoever I was communicating with before.
Yep.
I'm going to invite them over.
Okay.
So we haven't seen them in a while. Like to see how they're doing.
And the Demaris, is she here, or is she visiting her new friend?
She's the one with the hair, right? The dreadlock, I think, looking thing. Okay. She would. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. She was in and out. I didn't really get a chance to talk to her. She was working on something.
She is always working on something.
I think she mentioned something about books or something.
She likes her books. I like the books as well, but I like my own books.
Well, I mean, I heard rumor that she had been working on a library at one point, so I just assumed maybe she was trying to rebuild that. I don't know. Or maybe she was bringing stuff over. Like I said, I didn't get a good chance to talk to her. She was in and out real quick.
I did not see her respond to your text, Miss Sophie. So I am assuming she is, how you say, out of the loop for this evening.
Yeah. I was hoping that she could update us on whatever discussion happened last night.
I can share a little. I was present, but it was mainly the ladies speaking.
Oh, well, sure, go ahead.
So the Ekaterina, she says she would like to see us. Well, she spoke to Hesperia as well. She wants us to. I think she wants us to kill someone. Who does she want us to kill?
She wants us to kill someone?
Well, so if I understood correctly, so maybe Hesperia or Demaris can they're not here to say, but it sounded like we had the Camarilla coming from one direction at us, and we had Sabat coming from another direction at us, and we are trying to establish ourselves here within Ashland, and it appear like they're like little vultures trying to pick at our shit and just trying to take this stuff away from us. So Katerina, she was saying if we were to make the leader of this Vegas Camarilla man, if he were to go away, then she would disappear as well and leave us alone.
And she's Sabat?
Yes. Well, we knew she was Sabat, if I understand correctly.
Why?
I didn't realize you guys ran so loosey-goosey with the negotiations between. I mean, I heard that you had negotiations with the Sabat before, but like, didn't they get attacked or killed or something? So now this is a new group?
They are trying to move within this area. So the Ekaterina she has a gang per se that she has funded very well. The leader is a guru for her, and she is empowering him, and she is giving them weapons and the drugs. And they are trying to move from one small city in Medford. from the small city of Medford and moved to us here in Ashland. So she has the office building. She has already set up quarters here. So she is ready to move within our city. So she had promised Demaris that she would do nothing, I think, for 3 days, waiting to see or hear what we would do.
So
Wow, that's bold.
if we get rid of Prince Benedict, then she will leave Ashland alone?
Yes,
Why does she care about Prince Benedict?
because he's Camarilla and she hates the Camarilla.
But this person she wants us to kill is somebody who's high ranking, Camarilla.
Yes, and
He's the prince, is he not?
Yeah, he's been the Prince of Vegas for quite a while. And Vegas is a little ways away.
It sounds like she wants us to go and kill a more dangerous target than it would be to just take out her and her house full of gang members.
It's my understanding that I don't know how much you've paid attention, but Prince Benedict kind of has it out for us because of a previous incursion that the anarchs here took care of, that he took personally. And
So he was in cahoots with Stillwell?
with Gina Neeson.
Right, because Stillwell helped fund it. So that was like,
Apparently they were friendly.
oh, fuck that guy.
I know. And when I passed through Vegas a little while ago, he kind of cornered me and didn't like the explanation that I gave him about her whereabouts, which I was just trying to be vague about. But
So he probably saw through your vagueness, and
I mean, I didn't lie to him, but I also
he's a Camarilla prince. You don't really have to. If he's poking around for something specific, he probably already suspected something, and you didn't come out and admit it. That was probably enough. Great. Okay.
So some of the problems that we've had in town are stemming from that direction.
So if I was listening correctly, there's so many going on. It sounds as though the Benedict he wants to take over the Ashland as well from us and control. And so it's not as if Ekaterina simply wants us to take out a stronger foe. He wants to come and take Ashland from us as well.
I knew that he would come here and move. I mean,
yeah, he definitely wouldn't come here, but
well, his forces would come to us.
Well, right. I think what Sophie's talking about is he's already had some sort of I don't know if it was him directly, but if I'm reading this right, he already had a proxy try to come here once before. And if I understand it correctly, I haven't had a chance to sit down with Hess and get the full lowdown, but we're not in a position really to fight on multiple fronts, are we?
No.
And definitely not someone with his resources.
So that's not good.
I did have an idea. So when I was in Vegas, I was actually going to see the Giovanni there, about the whole Colin thing, which is another story. But
okay, hold up. I don't mean to interrupt. Portland Anarch here, or formerly Portland Anarch here. You have ties to Giovanni too?
Well, they do have a presence here.
Can you and I have a one-on-one like at some point soon so I can get like the skinny on what's going on? Because I clearly need more info.
We had
sure.
Yeah, there was a member here that was in the Giovanni, and I have met people. It's this group is very interesting. It's very interesting.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. So we have ties to Giovanni.
The Reader's Digest version, we have a Giovanni presence in town.
Right.
That has been here for some time. They have recently installed a new Donna, who we haven't seen much, but we are friendly with them. They Hesperia is our baron, but
Right.
we have a council, kind of like the Primogen Council in a Cam City, but it's involving our Giovanni neighbors as well. And so they sort of agreed that we could declare Ashland an anarch city, and we're on friendly terms with them.
Okay. Again, I'm new. I'll go with whatever you guys say. It's just that's new for me. I'm used to more acrimony. But okay, that's cool. That's one less fight than to have at this point. I'm all right with that.
This group is very. There's so every time we have a conversation, there's something new. Oh, so when we had the Zamisi fix Stephanie, I'm like, you have Zamisi here? Oh yeah, okay. So I can and when the werewolves were meeting with us at the lake, you had werewolves here? Oh yeah.
Whoa!
Oh yes, exactly.
You had a Zamisi fix somebody?
I had nothing. They had you'll speak to Stephanie and she can explain, but I don't understand. That was a friend of Zadug. He has so yes, that was something that was very, very interesting.
Okay. I'm going to be quiet. Now I'm going to let you guys roll because there's clearly a whole lot that I don't know. But all right, I got your back no matter what.
As I was saying, I went to Vegas to ask a favor of the Giovanni, and I learned that the Giovanni and the Camarilla are at loggerheads with Las Vegas. They both claim to control it.
Okay.
Since I have that association, I thought maybe we could try and work with them to get some kind of a leg up against Benedict, because they're no friend of his either.
Okay.
I meant to I have a plan to send them a gift, but it'll take a little while to make. But clearly we don't have a lot of time to put in motion.
It just sounds like we're being asked to go and slay a dragon in order to get rid of the rats in our basement. Like, it just seems like why would we go and take out this like protected person in their own city?
I could provide I can provide some perspective on that. Remus, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, we just met. Okay, so I don't know if you know why I'm here from Portland, but it's because the Sabbat of Vancouver decided to call a crusade. They marched from Vancouver and cleaned everything else out.
And they're threatening to come here, or is this just
Ekaterina's? If Ekaterina is talking on behalf of the Sabbat, that for me is a credible enough threat to say, then that means she could probably call for the same thing.
So I don't think it's killing a dragon versus rats. It's more like to take out the dragon to fight the ogre horde that's at your door.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's just there's this Katarina. She has forces behind her. So we are definitely within the pinchers. You know, it's the Benedict wants us, and the Katarina wants to be here as well. It just seems as though, from what I was overhearing and listening, that we have a better chance of removing Ekaterina by doing a deal with her than we would ever have of getting this Benedict once he has designed clutches upon our city.
I guess I was just under the assumption that Ekaterina was doing this like on her own. This was like a pet project of hers. Like, did you got the impression from your meeting that that this is more than just a like a solo gig? This is actually she's trying to move in with Sabat on this place.
Right. I thought she was Sabat light. I don't understand why she cares about Ashland.
She's looking for a place to settle in, and she has picked Ashland as her abode. But she can move to another city. She is Sabat light, but it sounds like she has the ability to call upon the Sabat for support.
I mean, if we were to just make her disappear, like, would that be so bad?
Well, it doesn't. I'm spitballing here because again, I don't have all the information, but that still leaves us with our Camarilla problem. So, so no matter what we do, if we go that route, then that means we're making enemies of the Sabat and we're making enemies of the Camarilla, which we already have issues with. So we may be able to tie up something with the Camarilla, I guess, if what Sophie says about the Giovanni, may pan out. But we've got nothing for the Sabat. And I can tell you from personal experience, they had 4 packs come in. And I don't know if you know anything about Sabat. Yeah, but each pack had at least 4 K-Knights in it. That's a whole lot of vampires for one city.
And I don't know what kind of pull this Ekaterina has.
Right, exactly. So if she's that ballsy and is stepping up, I think the safe bet, since we have no backup elsewhere, is to maybe play ball. I don't like the sound of that, but
I wish that Sabat would just leave us alone.
I feel like we've done nothing but, if this city is supposed to be an Anarch city, all we've been doing recently is just having people come in and tell us, oh, well, this is how things are going to roll. That's what the werewolves are doing. That's what the Sabat now are doing. Like, when it just feels like, when are we going to actually like kind of stick up for ourselves? When are we just going to stop rolling over for whatever people just come into the city and decide, well, you know what, actually you need to do this for me, or else I'm going to take your city, or this place, I'm going to take it. Like, it just feels like we keep giving up ground to invaders.
It's always about you, isn't it?
Well, and before I go in character real quick, thank you very much. We just got rated for a party of 12 additional viewers, and we just had 2 people follow us, so a third person following. Thank you very much. Join the family, love. Thank you very much. But back in character, well, I don't know about you, but that's why I'm here. I'm not going to see the same thing that happened to Portland happen here. I'm just not. That's why I'm here. So whatever you guys decide, you've got my knuckles, or pistol or whatever. I'm going to duke it out. But we need to be smart about this. We don't have backup anywhere else. But I agree. I mean, we need to get our war face on at some point here. But if I understand correctly, after that big fight, we're still trying to get everything back together, right? That's kind of what Hess told me, and we're still kind of reeling from the hunters and that big, what to do. So what do we have for assets?
Have I gotten a text back from Stephanie and Susan?
Yeah, they're on their way.
Okay. Well, so I had another thought.
Okay.
These werewolves that are in town, I guess they're more of I thought werewolves were more kind of a earthy, outdoorsy type, but these ones are very much cityfied.
Oh, the city werewolves, the glasswalkers.
Those dapper looking guys that were at your reception.
Mm-hmm.
They are. Yes, if I remember, there was the glasswalkers. So like a skyscraper.
Oh,
glass,
Of course, it's
That is
always
the
about
reference.
you, isn't it?
I was thinking that I might ask the girls, but our guru friends may also be a resource to this end.
Didn't
They're
they also? Sorry.
technically savvy, and I thought maybe there's something that could be done through that avenue to destabilize Benedict. Maybe something with his business ventures.
Okay.
I mean, maybe both parties could help us out with that. I know.
Well, so what about this old guy that's running around, the guy in the kilt?
Oh, Remus does not like him.
I just
He's,
heard about him because there's been a rumor, like way back in the day, this guy's been around, and it's kind of an anarch rumor sort of thing. So, and I heard he woke, but I haven't.
Like,
You know.
like an urban legend.
Yeah, no, straight up. I mean, he like legitimately is. Like there was a gangrel that got all uppity with him like years back. Keep in mind, I wasn't there, but some people that I met down in California before I came up here were talking to me about it, and he like used the trees, like the trees and the grass and whatnot, and like the plant life came alive and grabbed this uppity gangrel and delimbed him.
Oh,
So he left him there as a just a bloody stump as an example of, I guess, to not get up in his face for something. Like I don't know. The other anarchs seemed to like totally like the guy, but they were like in awe and fear of him or something like that. And that was the last time I heard anything. I thought it was kind of funny. But he let the gangrel live. He just didn't let him regrow his digits for a while.
he chopped off his arms and legs.
That's
This is but a flesh wound.
It could have been worse. I mean, if he's as old as the rumors say, he could have ate him.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying. He's so nice because he doesn't just devour you. He's
So
nice.
I take it then you've run into him.
Yeah, on more than one occasion, he has shown up like Freddy Krueger, haunting my nightmares. Except he's except that he's taken over my spot where I'm supposed to be helping people. Except
is this a new
taking-
player I need to know about? The Freddy Krueger?
It's he's a guy from a movie. It's a horror movie. He's got a
You don't need to explain. That's just a movie.
You'd probably like him though.
Okay, I would have to look him up.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I mean, you've got beef with him. I get it.
what. Why do you?
Maybe he's a resource.
Oh well, I'm sure he doesn't want the cam or the. Well,
Right.
I don't know, Sabat. I'm sure he doesn't want the cam moving in on the city.
He's clearly claiming a part of this place, right? Do
Right.
we know if he has an issue with either sect or whatnot? I mean, he clearly is not a cam lackey. That much I do know.
As far as I understand, we haven't actually had a conversation with.
Oh,
I mean, I certainly haven't.
He kind of talks like a master in a movie. He talks in riddles. I don't know.
how so?
He's supposed to, he the last time I saw him, he told me I needed to learn more about Anoia. And
Anoia.
I don't.
So your founder?
I guess so. I don't know. I'm new to this.
I'm not
stuff.
gangrel, but I mean I know some folks. I've heard the term.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information. Like people are saying, like,
Didn't Damaris say that her clan is sort of an offshoot of Gangrel? So you're like kind of related?
I guess it doesn't feel like there's any real like family to be had though. I don't.
Okay, fair enough.
Is
I mean,
your-
I don't.
like is a bastard child or?
I mean, I have no idea who's done what. All I know is that this guy is a and I say this with the utmost respect for all of you. Like, he's a monster. Like, I thought that like we were bad, and then I met this guy, and it's just like
Well, I
don't
know
know.
Kyrene knows him. Because I know Kyrene sort of. Maybe you could talk to her or something. I'm just trying to spitball here and use what we have that's on hand. Clearly, I don't want to put this in quite that term, but if we have to try and manipulate the situation, it's clearly to his benefit that something happens to benefit us here, right? Because otherwise somebody else moves in and impedes his turf as well, or Haven, or like whatever it is he's claiming. I still need to get the full scoop on that.
Can we pit Adam against the Benedict and see what happens from there?
Oh,
I would pay real money for that. I would definitely bring refreshments and watch. How would we broach the topic with Adam? I suppose we probably don't want to invite him over here.
no.
No.
Remus's peace of mind, if nothing else.
Yeah, I don't need to be
waking up. So Remus, where did you find him?
So it was right after it wasn't right after, but after the thing with the hunters went down. Pretty sure I first met him when I woke up. I was thrown from the building and I crawled into the earth to escape the sun. And when I finally emerged, I was just looking, just trying to find anything, and I came across him, and he was just nightmarish, and he was looking me up and down like I was a meal to be had. And since then, I've run into him on multiple occasions where I used to hang out in the park helping the homeless, but he just
well, this is Ashland. There's a bunch of parks. What park?
Lithia Park.
Lithia Park. There, yeah. Didn't write down the name of the park.
Well, shoot. At least he's going big or going home. That's a pretty place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's also ripping people apart and devouring them down there. So. Yeah, I'm supposed to be helping people down there, like find new places to live, because he's too much to deal with.
Of course, it's always about
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this guy to. I mean, yeah, we could leverage him, but I don't know. What are the chances that we'll be able to convince him? He may just decide, like, he may decide to just stick around, because if we leave and the Sabbat move in, he's not going to want to give up his spot.
No, I mean that's right. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let me see what I can find out from my side. I'll go try to get Kyrene to stop by, because she obviously has ties to him. And I'll see if there's anybody else I can find or anything I can dig up locally. And in the meantime, I'll try and keep an eye on the gangs.
We had mentioned that the Sabbat and the Camarilla have a lot more players than we do. I have not through the ages, I have not embraced a whole lot. And my children are no longer, they have gone away. So they have what is the current feelings towards we can bolster our numbers by embracing people to come with us, to join our ranks?
So, okay, hold on a second. So, Henri, you're suggesting we do shovel heads?
What is this? Is this shovel head?
Sophie, I'll let you explain that. I'm gonna bounce real quick and see if I can get a hold of Kyrie.
You're going to bounce with the shovel heads?
Oh,
Jules, it was nice to meet you.
yeah.
It's okay.
I'll be back. And
Okay.
she like just stands up real quick, grabs her phone, and she heads out the door.
You go bounce with the shovel heads.
Henri, shovelheads is a Sabbat technique, as I understand. They like to do mass embraces and throw them in some kind of a mass grave, and where they come out hungry and confused and not knowing who they are or what they are, and uh, they don't know how they got to be that way.
No. When I say that over the ages, I have embraced my children as I call them, and so the ones that I have embraced, I see as my children.
Of course.
So they are not to be thrown into a pit to massacre one another and last man standing kind of thing. The reason I have not embraced so many is they every one of the vampires I have created has been destroyed over the decades and centuries. So
Sorry.
I have not been so inclined to make more. I make ghouls, and ghouls are useful to have as a friend to stay around for a while, but I have not made another vampire for over 5 decades. So it's because my last one, he was destroyed. He was staked, and then so it's difficult to speak of. But if this is to bolster our numbers, we could each take one or two more to train per se, to bring into the ranks.
That's an idea.
I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't know. This is a hard life. This is a hard unlife. I don't know how I'd feel about just dragging people into it just to make our fight a bit easier.
No, you do not drag them into it. You speak of the homeless that you have within your park, and so like I'm sure you have ones there that maybe this life for them is nightmarish, and it offers them nothing, and you can offer them the unlife as an alternative to this nightmarish life. So they becomes the nightmare in eternity.
I don't know. I feel like we see so much like that's way worse than us, like on a nightly basis. I think that it would just be a different. It would be taking them from like normal problems and then throwing them into werewolf problems or Sabbat problems.
This is true. I have not made another for quite some time. So
There's a knock at the door.
I don't live here, but I'm going to go get the door. I'm happy to interrupt this conversation.
I'm not dressed for company.
I am always dressed for the company.
Me too.
Yeah. So you open up the door, and it's Susan and Stephanie. They're just dressed casually. They have a confused look on their faces. They're like looking around, and they're like,
I'm going to give a hug and
well, and they returned the hug, and they said, "Colin gave us the address. I thought you meant the other place. I'm sorry, we're late."
Oh, I apologize. Sorry, this is the New Haven. I mean, I still live at Collins, but come in.
And so they're like looking around. They're like, "Oh, so new, as in like no furnishings new."
Jewel has provided these chairs for us. She has repurposed them, I guess would be a better way of saying it. But come in.
So obviously both are upright, walking around, without any sort of problem at this point. The one has brought her laptop with her.
I always get confused.
Yeah, clearly.
Stephanie's the computer one.
Yep.
Susan was the vampire.
Yep. Stephanie has her laptop with her, and she's already like looking around and of course noticing there's no like Wi-Fi connection here, so she'll have to use her cell phone. And then Susan is just kind of just got her eye on the swivel, kind of like looking around, just trying to keep her eyes out and whatnot. But both of them are dressed in casual clothing. Susan just happens to have a shirt on that has a vampire penguin on it, like a cartoony kind of vampire penguin.
Okay.
Shout out to the Anita Blake comic books if you've ever seen them.
Nice.
So Anita Blake in the comic books, not in the novel, but when they translate it over to the comic books, she has a vampiric penguins on her T-shirt occasionally.
Nice.
Ladies, you're looking really well. I'm sorry it's been so long since we've spoken. How are things?
Stephanie is doing most of the talking at this point. Susan's just kind of looking around a whole lot. But Stephanie's like, I'm fine. We've just been really busy trying to get things situated at our new spot, and trying to get acclimated. And with all the changes that are obviously happening, not only to us, but to the city, we're just trying to keep up.
That's really great to hear. I know the last time we saw each other was not the best of circumstances. So it's really great to see you. You've met Remus, right?
Yes, yeah, we met Remus.
This
Yeah.
is Henri. He's sort of new to town.
And
I have met them when you were absent from the abode. I met them at the household.
yeah, we met briefly while everybody was staying at your place.
Oh,
So when I first was when we first with Trudy and so there we became with that group.
Yes.
right. I was
Crowded house.
out of commission at that point.
You were the elsewhere.
Well, besides catching up, I thought you ladies might like to maybe see how you can be involved in some of the issues that we're having. We'd love to have your support. Stephanie, you in particular, I
What can I do?
The Prince of Las Vegas
Mhm.
is currently holding a grudge towards Ashland, and we are problem solving to see how we can get rid of him. I thought maybe something with his business assets to help destabilize his resources
Okay.
could be one of our defenses. But I don't have any expertise in that area. I thought maybe that's something that you could look into.
Yeah, I can definitely look into that. I mean, I'll need a. Pardon me, get the hiccups. I can definitely look into that. I'll need a little bit more information on like who the guy is, and if you know of at least one place like he claims, as his, I could probably backtrack from there, and because he's probably not holding it directly. He probably has like shell companies and whatnot. So if I at least have a starting point, I could probably figure it out.
Ventru, I'm sure he's got a number of.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. See, I don't remember.
What sort of time limit am I looking at?
As soon as possible. I don't know how quickly he's moving against the city. We're starting to see feelers putting out. Some of our destabilization is definitely coming from that
How
direction.
so?
some of the crime that we've been seeing. I can't remember what else the details were that we were looking at with Hesperia.
The lack of funding for the police.
I thought that was happening. So, a misallocation of funding to Ashland Police from the city council. They're trying to work that out, but that's resulting in inability of our police forces to take on the crime in the city.
Well, if that's the case, I can use that as a starting point, and see, like, where I could backtrack from there.
That's definitely a good place to start.
Okay. I got to get started on this right now, and you guys don't have like a Wi-Fi connection or anything, so I'm gonna have to get back to our place to do that.
Fair enough. Susan, is there anything that we can do for you? Are you getting along okay?
She kind of has one arm at her side and her other arm kind of like holding it. She's just kind of pretty quiet and whatnot. Stephanie just says she's been having a hard time getting over the withdrawals.
The withdrawals for what?
Long story.
Okay.
But the break and the withdrawal, I mean, it's taken care of, but it was traumatic.
It has something to do with who is your sire. There was confusion upon that, if I remember correctly. Is this correct, or is this
something along those lines? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She says, but Sophie, then I need to get back and really jump on this. Then if we're on a time crunch, okay. But I'll let you know what I find out, and I'll work on this as long and as late as I can, and see what I come up with.
So, Stephanie, we would like our haven. We would like to make more welcoming for you. We have nothing here. What should we? You said you have the Wi-Fi. They're not here for you. What would we need to do to make that happen, to make you more comfortable, to be able to stay longer?
Okay, so I'll tell you what. It's a little technical. So it's probably a little too technical for everybody here. But Sophie, I know Doug would understand it. So why don't I send that information to Doug and have him work with you guys?
My man Robert, he will assist as well. He is very handy with some things as far as retrieving.
Okay.
So he could work with you.
Okay,
certainly.
Sure, yeah.
Go ahead and let Doug know. So.
Just put him in touch with Doug, and we'll coordinate.
I must be honest, I have very limited resources. 2 coins to rub together is pretty much all I have. So I don't know. As to see these chairs here, even though she says they were about to be thrown away, they are chairs. So
okay. Did you have anything else for me though? Because I should really get on this.
No. So it's do you have as a contact for my man Robert? So shall I give it to you, or
what? You're in the group chat, right?
Is the texting when everyone texts and everyone texts together?
Yes, just I can get your contact information from you. You just recently put some like really long message, right?
Yes, this is
okay.
The most appropriate way to correspond.
Then I've got your number. I'll get you mine.
Okay.
Thanks, Stephanie. Let us know if there's anything that we can do for you.
Okay. And they head on out.
They are going to the bounce. Yes.
And Sophie, you end up getting a call.
Who's it from?
Kyrene.
I will answer the phone.
Yeah, I'm probably a little awkward right now. Hi.
Hi.
Jewel said you wanted to talk to me?
Okay. Are you close by? Are you in town?
Yeah, no, I'm in town now. I kind of
Oh,
have to be.
why? Oh, um, why don't you come on over to the New Haven and we'll speak when you get here. If you
Okay.
can. That's
Can
all right.
you text me the address? I
Yes,
don't know of a New Haven.
I will send you the address.
Okay. I'll be there in a bit then.
Okay. So I'll hang up and then text her the address.
Okay.
Sophie, I am comfortable with these guests coming to this new place, but
I
you
know
said
we really need to. I mean, we trust Kyrene, but in future, I don't want to make a practice of inviting people to a haven, especially when it's not mine. But
well, no, it's okay. I will only have the guest house and back by the pool, but it's like hello Jewel, hello Stephanie, hello Susan, hello Kyrene. It's and then on top of this,
in future, we will do this at Elysium instead. I think that's
I think considering the last haven we had was destroyed pretty publicly, I think it'd probably be a good idea to keep this one keep the address kind of secret.
less public. Yes,
Yeah.
we'll do that moving forward.
But hey, I guess it means we have a lot of friends, though.
So within another 20 minutes or so, another car comes rolling up outside. A petite woman steps out. She's probably about 5'5". She has boots, denim jeans, denim jacket, and just a t-shirt. Her hair is kind of short and in a bob style. She has what would probably look like tribal jewelry on of some kind.
are you going to enter the door again, Sophie, or shall I?
Yeah, I'll get the door again.
Okay. And it's Kyrene. And she says, nice place, big. Are you and Colin moving here?
No, we're still at his place.
Oh, it's his place?
Our place.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Hi.
I just thought it would be better to talk in person than on the phone.
She mentioned something about Adam.
Yes. So,
Real quick, I'm sorry, Jerome, have I met Kyrene before? I can't remember.
You met Kyrene in passing. Kyrene's another one that showed up briefly at the house that you guys were staying at.
Okay. And then was she at the reception as well, or?
No.
Okay. So I'm just gonna.
out of character, she's Colin's ex.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So when she walks up, I'm just going to reintroduce myself. I'm just Ashante Kyrene. It's I am Henri. It's nice to meet you again under new circumstances. So if
Likewise. Congratulations on the new place.
this is very nice. It's a little too large for my taste, but I will take a small pocket corner of it.
Okay. So I thought we kind of had Adam under wraps. I apologize if he's causing other problems. She kind of made mention, it sounds like, that there was.
I hadn't heard of additional problems. Remus, was there? Do you know of anything? I feel like you would be the one to know.
I mean, I got a call yesterday from one of my people, one of the homeless in Lithia, that apparently he ripped somebody in half. So,
yeah, I got that covered up. You don't have to worry about a masquerade breach. That was somebody peddling drugs in the park. he has a very low patience for certain types of individuals, and I guess this one kind of fit that description, so he didn't really hesitate. Sorry about that.
I mean, I guess it could be worse. But yeah, so I guess we're trying to get a bead on Adam. I guess we're also trying to see if maybe could we may be running into a possible turf war that we're going to have to pick a side on, and we're trying to see if he would be down for helping us with probably a really big extermination that we may have to do.
Oh, what's going on?
Do you know Prince Benedict of Las Vegas?
I've heard the name. I don't know him specifically.
He has decided he's got it in for us over the Gina Neeson incident.
Oh God. So he's tied to Stillwell in that crowd.
The lovely people, yes.
All right.
A gift that keeps on giving.
Right. Okay.
He's making advances into certain elements of the town, and we have an additional challenge that we would like to go away, that also hinges on getting rid of Benedict. So we were wondering if there's some way that we could leverage Adam to help with that.
Oh.
I'm not really familiar with the possibilities, but we thought we'd throw it out there.
What's a way to put this? You're looking at a nuclear option with Adam. I guess if I had to put it a certain way. If he agreed to it, like if we could somehow convince him to deal with Prince Benedict, he's not going to go to negotiate. Which means there's probably going to leave some sort of power vacuum, which means there could be other issues with the Camarilla, but I'm at this point, half a dozen of one, 6 of another, or whatever. We're probably looking at that either way. Sophie, how much do you know about Adam? I don't know if Damaris has told you anything about him.
I haven't even met him.
Oh, okay. Adam...
I know he's old and that he's lived here for some time.
Okay, so there's something about our line that once you get to a certain age, you get tied to the land. Zamisi kind of have a thing like that, certain types of Zamisi, but there's they seem to be able to carry it with them or whatnot. When we get to a certain point, we're tied to the land, and it's difficult to leave. He's gotten to that point. His child is close to that point. I'm not really, but I can still feel kind of the pull occasionally. But it has to do with like settling in a region. There's other things that go into it, but it's a part of our line's kind of, I don't know if you call it a flaw. But it ties to our mysticism, I guess, is a good way to put it. I don't even know the full story, but I know at some point Adam got fed up with the games of the Camarilla.
I've only been at this a few years and I'm already tired of them.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Don't say kindred around him. That's the N-word.
Oh.
He grew up in a time that
what is the N-word?
a racial slur that is inappropriate to use.
To African Americans.
Uh, uh,
Yes. He, yeah, he's from a time where we were all Canaanites. That was what we used. It's the term that we all are, and that we did not deny where we came from.
Isn't
And
that what Sabbat use?
yes, I'll get to that in a second. But the Camarilla over time has made such a push to separate themselves from the quote unquote Cain myth that they don't push that narrative. It doesn't help, obviously, that the Sabbat try to cram that down everybody's throat, but they don't believe that Cain is coming back. They don't use the term Canaanite. They use kindred. So he sees it as, I guess, this would be a simplistic way of putting it, but he sees it as a gentrification of our kind. It greatly offends him. As well, of course, some of the rules that the Camarilla use, and most princes tend to try to lord that over him. There's a reason why our kind run Boston. And in short, they took great pains to make sure that people like I and Lila are in existence to this day. They hid amongst or I should say our kind, Adam and Killian, hid amongst the gangrel for many, many years. Slowly building up our numbers, as well as thwarting some of that gentrification. It also doesn't hurt matters that many gangrel discard their children and kind of let them learn the ropes for themselves, which Killian and Adam did not.
In a sense, keeping your kind on the feral side.
Not so much on the feral side, pagan side. Let's call it what it is, pagan side. Yeah, there's probably some primitive connotations to that, but much more pagan than Christian, if that helps kind of paint the picture. There's obviously more to it, and I'm sure Adam could thoroughly explain that if he really had the patience to do so. But if there's a threat to his domain, he's gonna take it seriously. So I would say it's an option. It's a matter of, do you want to push the red button, as they would say in the 80s?
So I guess
it might be fun to invite Benedict to come to parlay within the park and see what happens.
Oh, the prince is definitely not going to leave the area. That would just be absolutely silly. No, if anything, Adam would visit him.
All right.
And that's what worries me.
So if push comes to shove, then that may be an asset that we put into play. But if there's two things that I've learned are that, on one hand, I don't think princes are very prone to negotiation, especially with anarchs.
Not when they see themselves in a position of strength. You are absolutely correct.
And if we did point blank get rid of him, there's always another fish willing to come and exact retribution.
So let me ask. So Jewel mentioned something about the Sabbat being here too.
There's a lady named Ekaterina who has set her sights on town. Does that mean anything to you?
No, not really. I know somebody who could probably find out, but not me directly. No.
Well, apparently she's decided that if we get rid of Benedict, then she will leave us alone. Is that the gist of it, Henri?
Yes, it is.
If we get...
I don't know what her vested
that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but maybe... And I'm thinking outside the box here when I say this, so don't quote me on this, but maybe there's some, like, I don't know, like 4-dimensional chess or something that's going on here that she sees further Camarilla encroachment being an issue, so she's trying to get us to do something about Benedict, who would technically be the closest prince in the area to do anything.
I suppose he is, isn't he? Because Portland's gone and California is...
Oh, Vannevar is holding on by a thread, but he's tied up with other things. I've been keeping an eye on that ever since Eamon passed. Give me a second. Let me call a relative.
All right.
So she gets on the phone and like walks outside towards the pool.
Are we inviting someone else to the house?
No, this is a phone call. Yeah, no, she flat out says no, this is just a phone call.
Oh, I thought she was got out of the room. I'm quiet. I was quietly asking Sophie this.
I wasn't planning on it.
Oh, okay.
And so she comes walking back in. And she says, "Okay,
It would be redefining Benedict.
What's that?"
Oh, I was saying, I wonder why Kyrene said like it. That worries me when it came to sending Adam to Benedict. Yes, I'm curious, like what she meant by that.
Well, she comes walking back in at this point, and she says, "Okay, so I know who Ekaterina is. She apparently was just up in Vancouver not too long ago. I guess she had been poking around, getting some information. So perhaps she has her sights set on the region. But that being said, I don't think she's going to be an immediate problem for us here."
Why? Do you have any idea why she is here?
I'm choosing not to ask very many questions where that's concerned right now.
I met with her the other night, and she said she is planning on coming here. She has an office, and she's people here, and she has her little minions in Medford that are planning on coming.
Why do you think she is not as much of a threat?
I can't really go into that. But I have someone looking into it.
I have a question for you, Kyrene. You said that the idea of sending Adam after Benedict, you said that worried you. What did you mean by that?
Well, one, because he's my sire, but two, because he'd probably do it.
So then the problem is solved if we set him on there.
I just had a very funny mental picture of Adam on an airplane. It didn't work.
Yeah.
No.
A problem may be solved. We don't know if we would be creating another one, on top of that. It's not as if the Camarilla are without their resources and they couldn't just send somebody here. They're only preoccupied with their own little war, which, near as I can tell, is probably wrapping up at this point.
Dealing with princes has just felt like playing dominoes.
It was so much easier just to stay within the sewer system and do my own thing.
You could always do that, but that doesn't mean the world is going to stop revolving around you.
No, but you can stay within the sewer within like 25, 35 years, and time passes on and things change above ground, but they don't change.
Until some big scary dude in a kilt shows up and kicks you out of your digs. I have a question again for you, Kyrene. What can you tell me about Anoia?
What about her? She's essentially who started the line of the Gangrel and the Lianon and a few others.
So I've had a couple of run-ins with Adam, and he has posed some unhappiness with the fact that I don't know my clan history book
Your
as well as
Gangrel, gotcha.
Yeah, and so he told me that I should seek out information about Anoia, but I don't really know what he wants me to learn from that other than just what you told me. Like, I don't know.
Well, right now probably isn't the time, but I'll be happy to go over that with you later. You have to understand he's old enough at this point that even speaking often, it tempts his patience.
Oh, yeah. I can tell.
Right. The mere fact that he told you should probably learn more about your heritage means he probably likes you enough or respects what you are that he's ashamed that you don't know more. So it's probably more aimed at whoever made you, which we ran into a lot. You have to understand the Gangrel are very bad about that, not teaching their children what it is to be. And he spent centuries literally dealing with that. So imagine being asked or running into the same problem with the same thing over and over and over. And for you, it's new. For him, it's not.
I guess he's just... I guess as much as I want to try to run away from it, I'm going to end up being dragged into this world regardless.
What world?
So
The world of vampires.
Yeah, I was kind of very briefly given a rundown on what all this stuff is by my sire, but what was most impressed upon me was what I should be doing, not just where I came from. And so as much as I would like to focus on doing what I think is right and doing what I can to be useful with this extra life I've been given, it doesn't seem like I'll be able to get the opportunity to do any of that without being a part of the chess game.
Now, he's not playing chess with you.
Well, I mean in terms of like, unless I'm a part of the game, I can't change anything. I thought that I could operate off of the board, but it seems like the more I try to rely on that, the more I get pulled into the game. So it just seems like I may as well learn the rules.
Actually, what your statement right there is the exact reason why you don't hide in a sewer.
Yeah.
I have been a pawn for quite some time. I had raised to this a level of I don't know the titles, but I had been around for a while. Um, I tried to stay out as much as possible, but for me it's been stay within this city and then time to move on. This is the most interaction I have had with others of my kind in quite some time.
Well, I hate to tell you, but if you try to wing it and you try to stay off the board, as you say, then you're not even a pawn. If you try to just hide in the sewer, you're not a pawn. The one benefit that the anarchs have is each other. It's the one tool you will have to resist all other games, all other manipulations. It's the one thing that's going to keep you here when you think you can't go any further on the board. You're gonna have to rely on somebody.
No, my sire has instructed me of such, and he is still around as in the home country. And when I was first embraced, I was very involved in the Camarilla politics and how things work. And they frowned upon my collection and they frowned upon my goings on, and I was ostracized. So I decided, well, fuck all of you. I would go my own way. I left France to come to this country to do my own, and I have done my own thing for quite some time now. But it it is easy to hide within the sewers, but you're right. To not know the secrets and to not be able to be one with what's going on. It's just as I have not played this game in quite some time.
It occurs to me, something you said, Kyrene. Maybe it is one of our strengths as anarchs that we are able to make negotiations with all of these other factions as well. I can't imagine the Camarilla being willing to have glasswalkers in their territory,
Hmm.
or to make a deal with the Sabbat like we had back before the attack. And as much as it pains me to work with them, but the fact that we can be more neutral with these other groups gives us resources that the CAM wouldn't expect.
Well, potentially, anyways. But yeah, no, I agree. Question is, it's just what we can level at these problems. So I'll keep up on the Sabbat thing and see what more I can find out. My relative is going to be looking into Katerina and seeing what more we can deal with there. If you want me to talk to my sire, Prince Benedict, I mean, I can.
Maybe let's keep that on the back burner.
Maybe talk to Hesperia first. She's
probably a good idea.
I wonder if, I expect that Giovanni already kind of have a corner on vices in Vegas, but maybe we could get Ekaterina to send some of her substances into Benedict's territory. That's a win-win for us and her.
Maybe the Giovanni control a good portion of that, though, too. That may... I don't know what all they do. That may infringe upon what they're doing. I mean, I hate to say it this way, but I've seen Casino. And that's loosely based off of real life. And if that's anything like the Giovanni, they could be into blow.
Actually, when I was there, they were into Red Bull.
Okay, I'm sure there's a story there.
It was pretty bizarre.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well,
But I've clearly got some things to look into. Do any of you have any other questions for me? Anything else I can help with tonight?
I don't know if this is too forward, but would it be all right if I contacted you again sometime, just so I can have a point of contact and maybe learn more about where I come from, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And
It's been a while since
exchange.
It's been a while since I've done that, but I did that with Adam the first go around with the Anarchs that were here. I could do it again.
Okay. Yeah, and so I'll exchange phone numbers with her so I can maybe like get another meeting some other time where I can learn do a history lesson or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Other than Lady Hesperia, are there other Nosferatu within this city? If I am going to be a player upon the board, I may need to speak to other players.
I'm not aware of any other Nosferatu.
Yeah, I don't know of any either. I think the only other one that was here ran.
Who was that?
I forget his name offhand, but from what I understand, he was a turncoat. He'd been watching you guys. He was a Camarilla agent.
Oh,
He was with me. Yes.
the one who was watching Eamon?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. I'm going to call Quan.
Okay. So with that, Kyrene just exits and she heads out. Beep 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 beep. Quan picks up. Yeah. What's going on, Sophie?
Hey, do you have you been paying attention to all of the issues that we've been having around town?
The increase in crime and everything. Yeah, I've caught some of your guys' texts about it. You're working on it. I've been super busy around the Cedar House as well as the university, so I haven't had time to really dig into it. But I'm definitely aware, painfully aware, unfortunately, in many cases.
We are looking at ways to. Okay, so part of the increase in crime has to do with Prince Benedict of Las Vegas.
Okay, I'm familiar with that prick.
Yeah, he's delightful. We were thinking about possibly working with your family out there to see if we can work something out to essentially get rid of him.
That's kind of forward. I didn't know that you thought along those lines.
Essentially, okay, it comes down to,
let me preface this real quick before you go any further. Shlomo is not like us out here.
Slow-mo? Oh, wait, sorry.
Yeah. He,
I'll put on here.
I'm sure he would be up for it. Let's put it that way. But there's got to be something really in it for him if he's going to even help you guys out in the least.
Well, I didn't expect that he would do it for free. That's not how any of this works.
I mean in the sense of there can't be any blowback on the family. Which is going to make that tough. If it's incidental, like oops, well, we just took over because XYZ happened, that's something different. But he and Benedict, yeah, they are not BFFs by any means. They do not like each other in the least.
I'm aware.
Oh, that's right. You met him, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's kind of that's. I mean, it's not exactly my fault, but it's kind of my fault. I was the messenger. that gave him an excuse to.
Okay, well, let's not kid yourself.
Well, my thought was, I don't necessarily want to depose him. I mean, I don't want to be so bold as to literally say we want to take him down, but
Mm-hmm.
we just want him to leave us alone.
Okay, how do you plan on doing that then?
That is the question of the year.
Well, I mean, you can ask him. I'm sure he'll definitely say no.
So really, I just thought I'd like to get. I have this on speakerphone, by the way. So if anybody else wants to chip in, but I just thought it would be a good idea to get some input on maybe seeing how willing the Giovanni would be to work with us on this.
I'm sure you could work something. I mean, like I said, there's no love lost there. And in any way that Shlomo can get a leg up on Benedict, he's going to go for it. There just can be no direct blowback. First thing to come to mind, Anarchs and the Anarchs and the Sabbat tend to roll through that city and create chaos and leave just because it's what they do, and it's a big party city. Sometimes that adds to a distraction, obviously for both sides. The only thing I could think of is you're gonna have to hurt him where it hurts the most, and those are deep pockets.
That's what I was afraid of.
I mean, I don't even know what all he's into, but I'll guarantee you he's got something to do with at least part of the gaming boards that are out there.
Do you think you could find out? I mean, I've got a couple of people on this already, but the more fingers that we can get poking around could be helpful. Could you find out maybe from your cousin maybe some of his business interests that we can kind of work on?
I could put out some feelers. I mean, it'll cost you something, but I can put out some feelers.
Okay.
We can work it out later. I'm not too particularly concerned about that. I mean, I know you're good for it.
I try to be.
Well, Aunt Isabel tells me otherwise, so. You clearly have you clearly have a deep pocket where that is concerned, and so whatever it is that you're looking into, apparently we are tasked with looking out for your well-being to some extent.
Great.
I'm not going to ask. I know she doesn't play with small favors, so I'm sure whatever it is that you're going to have to pay back, I'm sure it was worth it.
Yes. It was.
But we can definitely work something out.
Okay. That would be really great.
Yeah, Vancouver by night is suggesting, tell her you'll give her the first vamp or the Malkavian you come across.
I mean, they're welcome to any Malkavians that we find. All right. Yes, that would be great. And we'll see what we can do.
All right. Well, hang in there. I'll see what I can find out, and I'll contact you back if nothing else tonight or tomorrow.
Great. Thanks, Quan.
Not a problem.
How's the new Donna?
The new old Donna, she's fine.
It's good to hear.
I mean, I should know. I trained her. I mean.
Oh,
you didn't know that, did you?
I did not.
Yeah.
I am confused. this new Donna, I thought it was a new person that has come to town. So it's new old.
Yeah, she held the position here for a while, many years ago. So it's
That's
more of a returning.
I forgot that you had been here before also.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. When you were here last time, did you have nearly as many outside entities trying to take over the city?
That's a good question. We did. Camaria has always had kind of an inkling for this location, but they were actually on site here. So it was a lot easier to deal with them because they were very limited. It's harder now, I think, because of the lack of available resources.
Because there's so few of us.
No, as in there's like California's gone to hell in a handbasket. There's a lot of other areas that have fallen on the wayside. Vancouver has fallen. So I think it's more amplified now, at least from the Camarilla, because they're trying to find someplace that's safe, but safe according to them.
So they
our big problem was
safe as long as they just assimilate those little children.
Exactly, assimilate the Camarilla light, the
right.
wayward Camarilla, as they put it. No, our big problem were Cathayans for a while.
Oh.
What are those?
They're Eastern vampires. Particularly nasty. We don't really have a problem with them anymore, but for a while they were starting to form their own court and make their way down. But we were always far more numerous here. They had a much more difficult time, so it was more internal. Like the Anarchs. So the Anarchs and Giovanni worked really well the first go around here because many of us came from the East Coast together. So many of us already knew one another when we first came out.
Oh.
So there wasn't the oddness or potential acrimony and whatnot. And what Camarilla that came over were basically put in a box and said, "This is what you get. No more. Deal with it." And the Anarchs, from my recollection, were nowhere near as organized as all of you are. They had this crazy idea of trying to do a council sort of thing, but they even had a ghoul sitting on it at one point. It was really bizarre. But I think their big thing was that nobody wanted to mess with Adam. And so the Anarchs just kind of hovered around Adam. He didn't lead them, really. He let them do whatever they were going to do. So they, of course, kept their own council and they kept their own, whatever. But the Camarilla was always too afraid to deal with any of them because he liked the gangrel too much.
Is he well known?
Adam?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Why?
If we were to let it be known that he's awake, would that give anyone pause?
Maybe locals. Why?
But not not our cam problems.
That I don't know. I know a little of what took place on the East Coast, and he and his child Killian, along with several of their clan members, as well as an upswell of gangrel, eventually disposed of the Camarilla prince there and took it over for themselves independently.
Is that well known? Do you think Benedict would know that?
Oh, Benedict would absolutely know that. That was a big what to do because nobody expected it. They passed themselves off as gangrel for the whole time.
Maybe that's something that we should capitalize on.
Okay. Do you have that great of ties with Adam? Because I mean, I certainly don't.
Not at present, but I mean, he's here,
He's here. Yes, he is.
and he's gonna stay. So any Camarilla that decides to settle here is gonna have to deal with him. I personally would
Okay.
find that a deterrent if I had designs on a new.
Then, if that's okay, one council member to another, if that is the route we're going to go, we really should probably discuss that as a council.
No, I'm not. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. We should probably discuss that as an actual council then,
and we should probably
because he would likely want to know.
Make better friends with him
Right.
first before waving him around.
Exactly. Because we don't want to wave him around and then not loop him into this and figure out, what we might owe him or God only knows what. Because then it could turn around into something else where he decides, well, we bow to him. I don't know if that would actually happen, but
All right.
I'm just trying to think.
Out loud.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a direction that everybody would want to go in. If he got a wild hair up his backside and decided that. I don't even think he's on humanity anymore. I think he's beyond that. But others would know better than I.
I would. That sounds logical. All right. Well, I'll let you go. Thanks for the intel. We'll be in touch.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Just give me a call.
All right. All right. Anything else you guys can think of that we ought to discuss or put into play?
This is much more than I am used to. It's so much information.
I know you haven't been doing much networking lately, have you?
No.
This is my life.
I mean, I need a book upon what you have been doing just so I can catch up. There is just seriously, like when I was saying when Kyrene was here earlier, each conversation or Jewel, each conversation that we have, there's something new that I learn. There's new layers to what this group is a part of and working with.
Yeah. It never stops being weird.
Well, I don't know if weird is the word, but it's definitely exciting.
I don't know. For me, it's weird.
You, my friend, were never trained into this. Speaking of the gangrel, do not take their young as children. They are quickly trained and abandoned. So I can see how this would be weird for you.
Well, and I feel comfortable telling you all about this. My sire was less about. He didn't really. He was not really concerned about the politics or about like the where we came from, which I guess fits for what he was. He was much more about direction instead of giving me just like a heritage to live up to. He gave me a purpose of what I should be, what I could do with this new life and these new abilities. And one of the things that is, I mean, there's a reason I was staying in the park. There's people there that should have homes and should be taken care of, but there are people and there's people like us too that are out to, make an experiment of them, or just make, punching down at the people who couldn't get any lower. And I was that before I was turned. I was getting punched down constantly. And so I don't want any people to have to go through that. And that's what I gained from my sire. And I think that that is something that I'll never, or I hope I won't ever get rid of. But all of this politics stuff, it's that part is new. But I think that I'm never going to get a chance to do right by those people that I'm trying to protect if I'm always just hanging out in the park watching them. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to get my hands dirty at some point. So I need to just stop trying to run away from it.
My upbringing was quite different. When I was embraced, I was not allowed to speak for 5 years. Once I was embraced, I had to stay obfuscated and hidden and I would be with my master and went everywhere with him, but I was not allowed to speak.
Is your master a wizard?
No, he removed my tongue at one point.
Oh.
It was there was he was very, and to this day he is very much part of the Camarilla, and politics and how things work. And I had to learn to be a neonate, to embrace what was there, to practice my obfuscation skills. So that it was literally from 1799 to I think it was 1804. I was the one time I spoke, I had my tongue removed, and then it did grow back. But that was the rule. I was not allowed to speak. It wasn't until I mean, from childhood to neonate, it was a difficult time for me. But I did not like the politics. I did not like to learn and be a part of all that. But that is where my sire was. So I removed myself.
Henri, were you raised Camarilla?
Oh yes, very much so. Um, it's my sire was Camarilla. He was an elder. I went to meetings. There was I mean, in France in the 1800s, it was quite different than it is today here. But my idiosyncrasies, my hobbies were never looked upon favorably. So the Camarilla, they said that I was not allowed to do my hobbies. So I said, they can go swim in the Mer. I thought it does not mate for me. So I left Camarilla and all the politics years ago. That's when I left France.
I left for similar reasons. I see. The circumstances of my embrace were sort of like the Hunger Games, but for artists.
I do not know what this is.
Art school.
I know what the art school is. I'm from France. I know what good art is, and I know what bad art is. But
well, so
a
few years ago, the Camarilla in Portland, which is where I was living at the time, had the Toreador had right of embrace from the prince, and they liked to pit candidates against each other, and the prize was not the prize they thought it was. And my sire was not well liked because he had favor with the prince, and the other clanmates didn't like that. And when I won and was embraced, they did not take kindly to me, and I spent my early years very much in antagonism with my clanmates. And when Portland started having problems with werewolves and magic, and the prince was killed, and it was terrifying, I left, and I ran, and I found myself here and decided that this would be a better life. So
And when was this?
just a few years ago, two years ago, it was the prince before Stillwell.
See, and is the politics? I was in France from 1804 to say 1918. I've been within America for close to 100 years. No, 101 years now. So I have been out of the game for over a century per se.
I'm a lot younger than you, certainly, but
but I have much to learn. I have by staying within the sewers and staying in the underground. I have I do not know of all of what's going on, and it's just I there's just my anachronistic nature. I've gone over it over the past few years, but I know how to drive now. I know how to use a cell phone. But other than that, I mean, you all make movie and television quotes all the time. I I don't know. I mean, I can count on both hands how many movies I've seen. So,
well, I don't know if that's something that you would ultimately enjoy. It's I mean, perhaps you'd rather do other hobbies, but I'm sure that we would be happy to introduce you to some of that.
well, I think like what has become very apparent is I need to indoctrinate myself within this culture here, not just the culture, but knowing what is going on, so that, as Remus has said, how to be a player upon the board. I have been off the board for quite some time. I've been under the board per se.
I've been holding the board up.
Not even there. I'm just down below. It's like
And Sophie's phone vibrates.
I'll answer the phone.
Okay, well, you answered. It's a text message.
Oh,
You're like,
sorry, Brittany's phone is on silent all the time, so that's what I thought of.
Oh, gotcha. No, it's no problem. Well, you look at it, and it is a meeting invite via text from Latisse.
Oh, that's lovely. When is it for?
Tonight.
When?
It's in an hour. It's a private art showing.
Oh, how lovely.
you look like you enjoyed the phone call. It looks like something that you enjoy. You have a smile upon your face.
Oh yes, my my associate has invited me to an art showing this evening.
Is it a gallery thing, or is it a show, or?
Jerome, what is the nature of the art show?
It's showing. It's when you click on the link. It's like one of those invites that you can add to Google. That will throw up the invite, whatnot, and it has a direct link to the website. And it's one of those local Ashland private showings.
But like visual arts?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So paintings, sculptures, just all local artists. Yeah, it's a GeoCities website. You're like trying to scroll past it. Damn, that stupid watermark on the left-hand side just keeps popping up.
Fire.
Neither one of them were good after a while because Angel Fire had all the pop-ups. I mean, they both ended up having pop-ups, but
Sophie, are you going to go to this?
I think if we don't have any other pressing business, then would you like to come?
Would you mind terribly if I went? I'll try to put on something clean.
I'm gonna text Lettice back and say, can I bring a friend?
she texts back, absolutely.
Great. Yeah, we'd love to have you join us. Henri, would you like to come?
What type of art is this?
Paintings.
Is it vampire or is it something very mortal? Or?
My associate is, yes. I don't believe the art will be. Remus, you met her. We met her the same day that we met you.
Oh.
At the train museum.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I'd like to go. It's been a long time since I've been to a museum or an art show, and
something with culture.
Yeah, and I think I've spent enough time sleeping underground.
Well, I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing.
I have not gone to an art show in 2 centuries. It would be very interesting. I must change my face so I may not scare the others. Let me experiment, and I will find a face.
All right, I'll RSVP to Lettice saying I'll be there and I'll bring 2 friends.
Okay, so she sends a heart emoji and a hug emoji.
Oh.
I'll go find that jacket that I got from the Glasswalkers. Oh no, I think I took that. Or no, I left it behind.
You took it off and just dropped it like a hot turd on the ground. It's like boom.
That's right. Yeah, I'll go and freshen up as best a homeless gangrel can.
Okay.
I'm gonna also text Colin and let him know that that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. He just sends you a quick text back. He's like, just at work at home. Knock when you get here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for a 30-year-old Marcel Marceau. That's the face I'm shooting for.
Okay. No problem. So you guys hop into the Sophie Mobile to head out. It is one of those nice Teslas. So the odd thing about it is when you guys climb in, it makes no sound. It's just the tires rolling across the ground. A little unnerving.
Your car is not making any noise. Is your engine present?
It's electric.
Oh, this is fantastic. The entire car is electric?
Yes.
It's like a giant smartphone. I mean, look at your screen, the front screen right here. Is that touch screen and all? It's just.
Please don't push any buttons.
I'm sorry.
I don't know a lot about it yet.
He accidentally touched it in his exuberance, and it pauses for a second as you're driving. And when you look at, like, I don't know if you've ever been in a Tesla, but Tesla has on its main plate the main console. It has a visual of the car that you're driving. Like, it has like the picture of it, and it has fun facts of like how much power you're saving, how much energy you got left, and a destination or whatnot. Well, that image changes, and it's no longer the car that you're driving. It's actually the Bond submarine from that Roger Moore had in the early 80s films. That is a legitimate thing. If you punch in a code to one of the Teslas, it will change that, and it'll show up the little Bond, the Bond submarine, the car sub.
Does the car turn into a submarine?
Yes. Well, not the car itself, but the visual shows the car sub.
Oh, I kind of want the car to turn into a submarine.
Yeah.
Has the outside of the car changed to reflect what is on this image here?
I sure hope not.
No.
I'm like, how do you unroll the window? I want to peek out and see.
I like gesture to like a button
Okay.
that he's probably got over there.
I'm rolling the window, taking the hat off, looking outside,
Yeah,
going, it is still a car.
But it's still kind of fantastic because you don't really hear it. You just hear like the gravel underneath it and just a little bit of a hum as it drives along.
What color is it?
It is black.
Well, this is a much more a stealth vehicle than my Mini.
I think if Sophie doesn't object, I may just like roll the window down just to like feel the wind on my face, just kind of like lean up against like the back of the seat, just
Sure.
let the wind blow in.
This reminds me of it is an Asian vehicle where there is a young Asian man is in front that carries and you are in the back and you move. It is quiet like that. It's
rickshaw.
Rickshaw, that is it. Yes, it reminds me of an electronic rickshaw. It is quiet and like as we go, you don't hear. It's like a carriage would be. You would hear the horse at least, but this is. I must get one of these. How much is this?
This is a rental. But it's pretty pricey.
Oh well, never mind. I must embrace someone that has money or start making money before
save up for it.
No, there's no saving up. I am barely getting by.
So you get to the address without a problem. It's down in the art district. You guys have actually been down here once before, when you first met the Donna, as a matter of fact. The studio itself is actually a couple doors down from that Willow House that you guys were at. The Willow House now actually has a sign showing that it has been purchased. They're in the process of refurbishing it. The art house itself is still open. It's open late. It has people walking back and forth around this area. It's got quite a bit of a nightlife going on. The streets are blocked off again. The studio itself is 2 stories. Nice brick stone built building. It has a large window in the front that displays some of the main pieces with some warm lighting, kind of backlighting it up. And then when you walk into the front door, which has security, and of course check you when you come in, but you see Andrew is a part of the security up front. So when he sees the 3 of you approach, and those of you who don't know Andrew, he is a European-looking fellow, on the well-built side, close to 6 feet, if not 6 foot, in a nice suit and tie, and helping the other security bouncer types, bring people in. Short black hair. And he motions the 3 of you in because he recognizes Sophie at that point. And when you're on the inside, there must be maybe 20 other people wandering around here just like looking at the pieces. And there's some mellow music playing in the background. There isn't a whole lot of lighting overhead. Most of the lighting is coming from the pieces themselves. So that way there's not a whole lot of distortion because they're wanting to display the pieces. So as you walk by, it's got a light kind of pointed at it or pointed upwards sort of thing. So there's enough ambient light coming from the various pieces that have light coming off of it that it's not dark, but it's not super well lit either. It has a nice kind of mood lighting to the area. There are some running lights to the stairs that lead up to the second floor, so it's easy to see. But real classy looking place. They have a small little bar off to the side that have small little shooter drinks, as well as some soda for people who might want it, and some little finger foods for those who might need it. Lettice is there. She has her long black hair kind of tucked around either side and coming down her chest, done up just a bit. She's in a very nice emerald colored gown that pushes up her assets and hugs her supple frame. What's that?
Her other assets.
Her other assets. But the dress itself is more long. It's not short or mini. It's more of a long, little bit more formal looking, and kind of goes down to just past her knees. She has she has spiked heels on, but they're not like super high, so they're maybe only like 3 inches.
That's pretty high.
It's not that high.
Yeah, 6 inches is high.
True.
Brittany mostly wears like 4 inches.
See?
I only wear like 2.
Good to know. Is that when you're doing Rocky Horror?
Yeah.
He's like, yes, I am Frankenfurter.
That's out of character, but I haven't done Rocky Horror in years.
So, but you see her there, and she comes walking up immediately to Sophie and takes her hands takes Sophie's hands in hers and politely kisses Sophie on either cheek. And she says, "Oh, good, you made it."
European kissing thing.
Right, yep. Just, I'm glad you made it. I'm sorry for the sudden invite, but I needed to bring some more culture here, and I figured I need to throw the invite to you immediately.
It worked out, so I am grateful for the invitation. Is this your place?
I'm renting it right now. I'm looking at trying to do something a little bit more permanent, but I don't know just yet. So I figured I'd start something in the art district here and see kind of what sort of crowd I can draw.
Oh, this is lovely.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I can't take full credit for it. I mean, we did clean it up and bring the pieces in, but the layout isn't ours. But Andrew did the yeoman's work. He did a lot of stuff during the day that I obviously couldn't get to because you know why. We have certain needs and they can't be taken care of during the day. We need our beauty sleep.
Well, you certainly don't.
Oh, stop.
I'm going to introduce...
Next to you, I do. She says clearly.
Come. You remember Remus?
I do, and she doesn't make any sort of hint or sign that she's offended by how you're dressed or whatnot. She says, I do. It has been some time, though. Several weeks, maybe even a couple months, I think, right?
A lot of time, a lot of things have happened, but thank you for allowing me to come to your show. Is all this work yours, or are you?
Yes. All of this has come from my collection.
Okay.
And this is Henri. Henri, my friend Lettice.
Hello, Henri.
I come up, kiss her hand. I go to the French embrace on both shoulders. Enchanté, mademoiselle. It's very nice to meet you.
Oh, I see. Are you from Paris?
Not from Paris. From France. Yes, this is correct.
Oh, okay. She in a moment she ends up speaking absolutely flawless French.
Oh, I'm just excited as all get out. I'm so like you you embarrass me by speaking our language so beautifully. Thank you for inviting me to this event. Your artwork is beautiful, and your friend Sophie has been an amazing host for us.
And when she speaks in French, she just says that she usually keeps up her accent due to the English. So she's learned to adapt as far as language, but she's actually from Paris, France.
You are from Paris,
Mm-hmm.
And how long have you been in America?
She says actually has to think about it. She says I came over in the early 1900s.
I as well.
She doesn't say it loud, obviously.
Well, we're also speaking in French too, but I'm like I as well have got in the early 1900s. And quietly, I'm like in 1918 is when I traveled to this country. When did you come?
I believe it was 19, and she's speaking in English at this point. I believe it was 1920.
1920. Yeah, and like I'm gonna like turn to Sophie. Your friend has been in America almost as long as I. It's just that's fantastic.
I remembered you being from France, but I didn't want to assume in case I remembered wrong.
Oh no! It's quite all right. I don't talk about it a whole lot.
So I was going to compliment you.
Bad memories.
Your French accent, but it's your American accent that is amazing. Then
she says, thank you. Believe it or not, I have an Irishman to thank."
An Irishman to thank for your American accent. There is no Irish tones within your speaking structure.
No, but he was a good mentor.
Right. So that is fine. So you have been within America for quite some time. Have you? Are you a mentor to the painters here, or is this? Mimos had asked if this is your collection, but is this all your direct artwork? Like you have physically painted everything here?
Or... Oh no, this is my collection. I am not I'm not a painting artiste. I sing.
Oh, okay. So you're
singing is my art form. I had previously been an operatic singer.
Oh, that is amazing. I cannot sing at all. If I sing paint will peel. It's just it's not very attractive at all. You will cover your ears. But it's my painting is probably the same. I work with my hands in other ways.
Well, that's good to know. Perhaps if you would like to show me some of your art, maybe I could put it on display.
It is very basic. It is leatherworking is what I work with. Most of my art is not displayable.
So then you are more commercial art then?
No, I am more private collection.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure I can get the details then from Sophie at a later time.
I am expanding to sell. I am learning I used to make clothing, so I am going to get back into that to make some money. So that is going to be a new monetary adventure for me.
Henri, didn't you say you're working on getting some of your work into the local boutiques?
That is correct. I just need to have some more time to work within my workshop, but to work on ladies' gloves and boots and bags. But yes.
Oh well, that's not really my thing, but I wish you the best of luck. I'm sure you'll do great at it.
Why? Thank you, my lady.
Oh well, you're welcome. I do please look at everything that's here. I would love anyone's feedback on what you have here. This is obviously not all of my collection, but it's parts of it. I tried to bring in pieces that accentuated one another.
I will look to Sophie. Sophie, I will stay with you unless you want to excuse yourself. But this is being new surroundings. I may just be feel more comfortable with you.
I am eager to see the art.
Then I shall walk with you then. and Remus as well.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Okay.
I'll turn to Latisse and I'll say, I've always wanted to see an opera. Hopefully, one day I'll get the opportunity to see you perform.
She smiles. She says, I don't really sing anymore.
Oh, okay. I
But
apologize.
thank you very much. But you may want to check out you may want to look into the Shakespeare Festival. They do plays, and from what I understand, and I think Sophie can attest to this, they have a rather talented theater troupe.
They do.
Did they ever put on any ballet? I don't think Shakespeare ever wrote any, but do they ever do anything like that?
That I don't know, but I'm certain that they have musicals.
If nothing else, the university has a robust dance program.
Oh, we'll see. There you go.
Okay, great. Thank you.
To look into it and see if we can catch a few shows. I would love to have someone to go with. It's not really Colin's thing.
Yeah.
The first opportunity I have, I wanna whisper to Sophie that Ekaterina is a singer as well, and just wondering if there's any tie between Latisse and Ekaterina. Like, and there's no way I could ask that question or fit that into conversation easily. So I just wanted to say something to Sophie about that.
So then,
Sweet.
do you wait to like walk away and like
Yeah,
mingle?
I'm waiting till there's a point that I can say something to her. So it's I can like, hey, by the way. So
Well, we're going to take a look if you don't mind, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, of course, I will be here. But don't you leave without saying goodbye.
Of course.
absolutely not.
So
right,
I hope all of you enjoy, and then she lets you do that. And she like immediately goes over and starts talking to some others who are looking at some pieces and talking them up and whatnot, because clearly some of them are here for sale as well.
Cool.
Um,
So that would be the point that I mentioned that then.
Okay.
Actually, I texted her last night to see if there was a connection, and she did not know her, but she knew someone who she thought might know her, and then shortly after that, I guess, is when Damaris got that phone call. So
Oh, okay. So much happened so quickly, I forgot.
I know it's hard to keep track.
Indeed.
I wonder what she meant about not singing anymore. I was hoping to throw some kind of a block party and invite her to join me. I mean, with her singing and me playing my violin, but I'll have to ask her about that later. I wonder what
Is she
that's.
trying to keep a low profile, maybe?
I don't know.
Why doesn't everybody give me a wit and awareness check? Difficulty 8.
Wow.
I got a botch.
All right.
I got 2 10s and a 1, so 1 success.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 10 and a 9.
Okay.
I got 0 successes and a 1. Yay. I'm looking at art. I'm busy.
Okay, but so you failed. You didn't botch.
No, like I got 0 successes and a 1.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you come dangerously close to knocking something over.
Oh, great.
That ends up like tying you up. You're just like you start looking at it, and you just like can't help but like reach out, and, like just touch the texture of it or whatnot. Just for an aesthetic thing, you're just like, wow, this is like really, really good. And then when you touch on it, it's like it goes. You're like, oh. And then you do that like uncomfortable, like you've already put your hands on it, and you don't want to move because you don't know like if it's secure or not. So you're like thoroughly engrossed with what you're doing. Remus, you notice her doing that, so you kind of froze real quick, like you were about ready to jump to save it, sort of thing. Like you kind of slide underneath real quick. Henri, as they're doing that, and there was like a sudden, kind of pause. None of the other people here really seem to notice. They're all kind of doing their own thing. But as that happens, you end up seeing, for some reason, because there's these drapes that are in the back. All they do is just drape over the corner, so they don't really go to anything. They're more decor or something. But as at that moment that happens, you end up seeing one of them kind of whisk,
All right.
like wind brushed up against it for some reason.
Yeah, my instinct is that it's obfuscate. That's what somebody is like they're doing, and so that's I'm gonna excuse myself and go see what's going on over there.
Okay. Do you have you don't have like auspex or anything like that, do you?
No.
Okay. All right. So you walk over, and Sophie, it's fine. It's like between you and Remus, you have enough nerves and tension. You manage to make sure it's like totally okay, and then you both look around, and nobody's noticed anything. So no harm, no foul, nothing got broken. You just kind of nerves or whatnot. But Henri is now missing.
How embarrassing.
No, I said I excused myself, so I didn't just disappear. So
Oh no, they were focused on that. So it's like you just like, oh okay, da, 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 and you just like walk off. And by the time they look around, you're like, oh hey, he walked off. It's not a huge floor, but it's one of those like you thought that somebody was standing next to you at one moment, and you turn and they're like several feet that way, sort of thing.
oh, that's cool.
But you walk over to the corner, and I mean, kind of like doing the John Travolta.
Is there anybody around, like within like 5-6 feet of me right here?
No.
All right, so I'm just gonna be, hello. Is there anyone here?
Why don't you give me a charisma and expression check?
Jerome, just so you know, this is exactly what happens at every art gallery show. It's what they're all like.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Someone's next to you, you turn around and they're gone.
Yep.
There's definitely somebody hiding in behind a curtain.
You said charisma and what?
Charisma and expression. Look for the shoes poking out from under the curtain.
Oh, there it is. Difficulty.
Oh, difficulty 6.
Wait, I have 4 successes.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 8s and a 9.
Ooh.
So you hear a whisper,
Okay.
and it is, and you end up hearing, "Move away, Henri."
I turn my back and I'm like, who's this? And I shall walk away.
Okay.
No, I mean I'm going to say I'll say that out loud. I'm like, who is this? And then I shall walk away.
Oh, you don't get a response.
Okay, I am going to. I shall go visit with my friends back on the other side. And I'm gonna. I mean, I'm good with the manipulation, but I'm not really sure if I can like pull off the whole nonchalant walk across the because I'm intentionally trying to walk nonchalantly, so it might look awkward as I'm coming back towards them.
Why don't you give me dexterity and performance?
For a moment, I had a real fear that this was Adam again. I was like, oh no.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think this is his scene. Or his power.
Okay, 3 successes.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So Henri comes walking back. Right about the time you guys have gotten the piece situated, and you're confident it's not going to fall over.
There is someone hiding behind the curtain back there. They spoke to me, and they knew who I was.
What?
Exactly.
Who is it?
Like, I don't know. They said, Henri, walk away. And I was like, oh, that's very curious. So I figured I'd come to you and let you know before I go walking back over there.
Wh-
That.
which curtain?
Behind me, right over here, the curtains against the wall. I saw one move, and I figured I would go see what's going on. And I looked around, and I saw them like they're behind the curtain, and then they told me to walk away. Did I recognize the voice at all?
No, but it was feminine.
All right, so it was that lady's voice.
What are the chances this is somebody who is out to get our host?
I'm gonna use aura perception.
Go right on ahead. So you need to... dang it. Keep hitting the microphone. So you need to give me a... Go ahead and roll... Actually, it's contested based on successes, so go ahead. Oops.
What's the difficulty?
It's going to be 6 because it's contested based upon difficulties.
Oh.
Or successes, sorry.
3.
Okay. So you look over into that area. You don't see anything, but you see you see what you think is an aura walking away. Like you caught just part of it walking away from that section.
Can I get any information from the aura?
Not based on what you saw. Only that it's pale.
Pale means vampire, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to tell her. I think they're using obfuscate
Hmm.
because they are invisible.
Could be.
Should we let Latisse know?
Well, they knew who I was. So do we go back and speak to them, or should I speak to her?
Well, but I mean, like, maybe this is somebody Latisse knows? Like,
Did I lose sight of the person?
No.
Can I like follow them with
Mhm.
my eyes? Let's see where they're going.
Yeah, they're just walking the other end of the room.
Like towards anything in particular? Do they stop and take a look at something?
Nope. Just the other end of the room. You get the impression they're just changing positions from where they were.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at their aura. Whoever it is, seems to be one of us, and she or whoever,
It is a she.
she has crossed the room and is now over there.
does it look like they maybe are trying to draw a bead on our host?
I
Like,
don't
are they?
I don't sense any malevolence, but I'm not getting that good a look.
This is an ability I would like to have.
Maybe I can teach you sometime.
Yes, I would like to discuss that with you. I was thinking about talking to Remus about maybe speaking to animals, but I think actually this might be a little more handy.
I'm
It's a little more advanced, but I'd be happy to show you how to do it.
All right.
also I've never actually done the talking with animals thing. I don't know if I could teach you how to do it.
It is an innate ability for my kind, and I thought it was for your kind as well. So I don't know if you need to teach it to me or if it would just make it easier or faster to learn if I spoke to you. But
Well,
if you don't do it, it's useless. So
I mean, yeah, I've never done it. I don't know if I could even do it. So I don't know if I could teach you.
You've met my cat?
Yes.
You've never tried to speak to my cat?
And right about there, you hear a crash sound downstairs as the something comes flying through the main display window. And of course, there's shock and screams coming from the people inside. And you see some people come walking in. They're wielding weapons at this point. They've got like, two guys have got a bat. Another guy's got like, some sort of makeshift sword.
All at this time to have.
Two other guys that follow in have got handguns or whatnot, and they have stepped in, and it looks like the person who came through the window was Andrew, the man that was out front.
Like thrown through the window?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dang it. And with that, they end up shouting something at Latisse, or just like in general. They don't scream at her like by name. And then people start scrambling to get their get their money or their wallets and whatnot to start throwing it down on the floor and handing it over. But they're threatening as if they're going to essentially hold the place up
with the sword.
Sword, 2 bats, and firearms.
Do we recognize any of them?
No. The guys, they're not dressed like in tactical gear of any kind. They look like street toughs, like thugs of some kind. So casual clothing. They maybe some armbands or something. Leather coats, whatnot. Nothing denoting like an actual street gang or colors that you would recognize.
I look at Remus. I'm like, would you like to fight? You said you would like to protect people. I would like to kill people. I think that.
Yeah, let's
Well,
go make a.
let's not be hasty. I'm gonna walk towards the group and use awe.
Okay.
I'm gonna be, but with my cane sword, I'm just gonna be kind of leaning on the cane as I'm walking up.
Yeah.
It's been so long, I don't know how many dice to use anymore.
I kind of want to bust out the claws, but I'm like, nah.
6.
All right. So you end up getting the attention of everybody that's there. And in fact, at 6 successes, Remus and Henri, I need you to roll willpower checks.
Okay. Difficulty is
6.
So, do I just roll my?
Which you have available for willpower, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Do we ever regain willpower?
Yeah,
Okay.
like after sleeping.
After
like
a
the
rest, yes.
Okay, because I have not changed my spent willpower, so I'm not sure how much I have, but I feel like it's been a minute since I used it.
Oh yeah, it's been quite a while since you've used it, so you should be at full.
You
Okay.
get one. Is it one back a night, or you're at full in the night?
I usually just give you back full at a full night's rest.
Okay.
Okay,
Unless
so
there's
that's
extenuating circumstance, I would.
Yeah.
that's 5 for me.
Well, because usually the way we play games, I don't, with the exception of the big siege of Ashland and whatnot, where things were successive after each night, we usually don't have that sort of successive after each night, so I don't worry about having you guys do like 1 point each time. So,
Okay.
what you got?
I got 3 successes.
Okay.
Oh, what's the difficulty again?
6.
6.
6. Okay, I have 3 successes.
All right. You guys are thoroughly compelled by whatever it is that Sophie is about to say. You have your attention on her 100%.
All right.
It's nice to be back in my wheelhouse. So I go up to the guys and say, gentlemen, what is this about? This is not the way to get attention.
Okay. Sophie, roll willpower.
Sorry. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6, yes.
4.
4. Okay. So as you say that, and of course you can tell, like, the whole room is, focused on you. They're still obviously upset. They're concerned with everything that's going on, but all eyes are on Sophie at this point. However, when you say that, one of the guys looks right at you when you say that, and you immediately feel a sharp pain in the back of your head. And you've only experienced it one other time.
How recently?
Colin's collar.
Oh. Okay, so
Although you don't see a necklace on him, it's clear he's not affected by what it is you're saying, because he's looking right at you.
Describe this guy for me.
Okay, so this guy, he's a bit on the burlier side. He's bald with kind of the handlebar mustache into beard sort of look. And he is the one holding the makeshift sword. Really, it's more of like rebar that has been pounded out into like a nasty, gnarly looking homemade blade.
Mr. Henry?
Yes, ma'am.
Detain this gentleman, please.
Okay, we are in combat. So that was your social action at that point. Everybody, add up your dexterity and wits and give me 1d10.
Dexterity, wits, and a D10.
Yes. Initiative. All you do is add the dots, and then you roll 1d10, and then that's your initiative.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So dexterity and wits, and add a D10.
Yes.
Do I keep awe on, or does it drop as other things happen?
No. Awe is something you've already done, so it's not something, unless you get knocked unconscious, you have to worry about at this point.
So, but I mean, like, is it persistent?
It'll be persistent for this scene.
Okay.
I got 14.
Okay.
I also got a 14.
All right.
Holy cow. I got 8.
And Sophie's like, I got 8. All right. So for the first action, you end up at this point seeing Latisse starting to, again, everything's moving kind of slow-mo. She's taking some steps back. Essentially like away from the antagonists, and she seems to be moving towards where Andrew fell. Or, sorry, was thrown. They act. Big guy swings on Sophie. Hold on a second. There we go. So your dexterity and athletics if you're going to dodge.
Oh.
Or if you're going to try and block it, it's going to be your your strength and brawl. Sorry, dexterity and brawl.
2.
2. Okay. So bam, you end up getting hit with the weapon.
Oh, dude.
What is your? Go ahead and roll your stamina, and if you have any fortitude.
Just roll the number of dice of my stamina.
Yes.
Plus number of my fortitude.
Yes, unless you want to burn for blood to make that a full point. Yeah.
3.
3. Okay. Okay, so you end up getting hit by the blade, and there is a lot of impact behind it. But this is not the Sophie when she first came to Ashland. The Sophie who had not been beaten or had a plank driven into her chest. This is the Sophie who has been in a few fights, and so when you get hit, you instinctively start to roll back some. Unfortunately, your dress is not quite so fortunate, as the front of the dress tears open, exposing you. However, the way you roll, do not take any damage. It's all superficial.
Great.
And everyone's looking right at you.
They already were.
Yep.
They really are. Great.
They went from, wow, she's influential, to boobies! That's, of course, when they stop being frightened, by what's going on.
Now they're real distracted.
Yeah, so the one of the guys fires on with the pistol, fires on not Sophie, but on Latisse. 2 rounds come really close to hitting her, but they don't strike. One of the guys fires on Henri. So if you want to dodge, or attempt to dodge anyways, you can.
Like dex dodge?
Dex and athletics.
One.
What? Oh, okay. So you end up catching a round. Go ahead and roll your stamina.
How many guys are there? 5?
5.
Okay, no successes.
Okay. 4, 5, and a 1 takes that out. So 4. Boom.
Wow.
So you catch a round. Thankfully, it's only lethal. It's not like aggravated or anything. So you'll be able to heal that pretty quickly. But yeah, nice shot right to the shoulder. Punches clean through. Another one ends up at this point swinging with a bat on Remus, and the other guy is 50-50. Let's see.
Okay.
The other guy is swinging on Sophie. So Remus.
Yes.
Are you going to dodge or block?
I'm gonna dodge.
Okay, so Dex and Athletics.
Dex.
Trying to bob and move out of the way.
Okay. I have a lot of dexterity. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6, yes.
Okay, that is 4 successes.
Okay, this is more your wheelhouse. So when that bat comes in, you instinctively give like a puncher's duck or dip kind of back out of the way, and it whiffs. It ends up whiffing it wide. Sophie, you are being attacked with a bat. If you would like to dodge, you're going to be 1 dice down.
And no successes.
Okay. Ouch, that was all. No, actually, it wasn't all. That was 5. So, biff. Go ahead and roll your stamina. And available fortitude if you have it.
Two.
You end up taking. Is that a. Okay, so. Woo! You got 2? Okay. This guy ends up clocking you good. So with 2 minus, you end up taking 5 bashing from the bat.
Oh.
So.
Let's see. Owie. Bashing is half, right?
I believe so. Hold on a second. Yes.
Okay.
So you're basically gonna
Down 2 now.
instead of X's, you would put 1 hash for each damage. So
Would I do 5 halves, or would I do 2 X's and 1 half?
2 X's and 1 half.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
So there was again solid connection, but and some impact on this one, but it was bashing, so you're not too terribly concerned. And again, this is not your first fight, so you got your game face on at this point. You were temporarily embarrassed when the slashing weapon kind of tore you open, but he actually got you with that bat, so now it's not so bueno. And there is a sound of something falling from the second floor from behind you. That is the end of that round. It is now celerity.
Wait, did I get to?
You did not spend for it.
No, did I do an action? I think I was just reacting.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Whoops.
We didn't get an action either.
Yep. Sorry about that. Yes, you guys got your actions. Oh, would you stop, Sophie? So that was 15s, 14s.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
That was 15. Good heaven.
Yep. They rolled really high.
Do you want to go first, Henri, or?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the guy who. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the guy with the sword who just hit Sophie.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna punch him right in the balls.
Alrighty.
Yeah, because I have brawl. One of my specialties is dirty fighting. So
Okay. It'll be difficulty 7 as a called shot.
Okay. And this is strength and brawl, I'm guessing?
No, dexterity and brawl to hit.
Oh, dexterity and brawl to hit. Okay. Dexterity and then brawl is this. This is a lot of dice. Okay. Difficulty 7, you said?
Difficulty 7 because it's a called shot.
Okay.
Sounds like he's throwing bones.
Yeah, I'm using my Wormwood dice tower and
Nice.
and a tray, so it sounds great. That is 4 successes actually.
Bam! Okay, so you connect right to the crotch. Go ahead and roll your damage. So your damage is going to be just your strength plus any added potence.
Okay.
Dang it.
All right. So my strength, which is now a 5. I now have 5 in strength, and then
All
1
right.
for potence.
So 6 dice pool.
Okay, that is 3 successes.
Boom! Okay, so that did damage. Oh, okay, you do end up stunning him. It's one of those, you didn't do a whole lot of damage, but when it's the crotch, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can flick it just right, and it's it's sensitive. So yeah, you catch him just right, and he just goes down. So he's clinging to his pants. Henri.
That was the target I was going for as well. The guy with the sword. So
Okay.
I'm pulling out my sword, so I'm doing dex melee.
On guard.
I should have gone for the dude with the gun.
You're going
I
after.
forgot that I forgot this was the one that you were going for, Henri. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I didn't call it. I just when he attacked Sophie, that was what decided it for me.
But
So-
honestly, it makes sense because you guys are under the influence of awe. So your first instinct would be like, "Oh no, that's our Sophie."
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got 4 successes on the hit.
Ooh, okay, hang on. So he's down 1 die. Slashy. That is a hit. Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
So when I looked it up, my sword cane has strength +3. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so strength +3, and I have potence.
Okay.
It's not a called shot. Is it just difficulty 6?
Yes.
Okay, 2 successes.
Okay. So you end up slashing at him and catching him right across the arm. Not the best strike, but you did do damage.
Okay, and then I'd also like to spend blood to heal myself.
What's your gen?
I am 6th.
You're not 6th gen.
Oh, no, sorry, 8th gen.
I was gonna say, whoa.
I couldn't read my own handwriting. Sorry.
So you
8th
can
gen.
spend up to 3 blood right now if you'd like.
Okay, so when I took the damage, were those 4 X's or 4 lines? Like, well, how was that? Was that am I wounded,
For you, it's lethal, so it would be 4 X's. Because
Okay, so
that was a gunshot.
I'm gonna go 3 of those then.
Okay, so 3 right off the bat. Brrrp.
He's down 3. Wait, I thought lethal is also
Lethal.
isn't aggravated. What's a full X, or is aggravated extra?
Aggravated is extra.
Okay, so bashing.
That's harder to heal.
Okay.
Okay, so, and did you take that moment to heal? You're raw. Okay, so the wound in your shoulder is rapidly healing. Sophie, you're at 8.
I'm gonna turn to the dude that just hit me, and use entrancement. I'm gonna spend a will.
Okay, so the guy who hit you with the bat?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Do I spend a blood for that?
No.
Okay. Three successes.
Okay. What do you say?
Thanks. I'm gonna tell him to take out his friend. The dude with the rebar.
Okay, so he can't attack at this point, but he's pivoting his body. Like he was in a batter position at one point, and he's like just turning, pivoting. And at that point, you guys feel wind blow past you. And as you do, there's a brief lapse where the wind passes you, and one of the guys with the gun, you see his throat burst open and blood fly back the other way, like something connected with him and just
Nice.
That fist was a through and through.
I gotta learn that trick.
And as the pause happens from behind, you see obviously in the breeze at this point from the movement, rich blonde hair kind of flowing, and a woman with very white porcelain skin, and a red dress with black and gold kind of piping.
That sounds familiar.
That is not what I expected.
Is that Ekaterina from last night?
Good question.
Was she blonde?
And then at that moment, you also hear something fly through the air. Flies through the air with the greatest of ease.
I would also like to, if I could, just like take a peek back at Latisse just to make sure that she's okay.
Yeah, she actually just threw a throwing knife at this point.
My note says that Ekaterina has black hair.
Okay.
I could be wrong though.
Yeah, piping.
I didn't write that down.
The piping sounds familiar, but
Does Latisse have dark hair or blonde hair?
Latisse has black hair.
Okay. I don't know if I know.
So she ends up throwing a knife at one of the other guys with a bat, and it ends up sticking him, in the shoulder. And he's, wounded temporarily. So next round of combat, guy swings on his partner.
Nice.
Chokes up with the Louisville Slugger. Oh. Ooh. So you end up hearing a reverberating sound like somebody struck a home run, as because he was going down holding his groin because he just got punched there. He ends up catching one straight to the forehead and just crumples straight to the ground with the bat strike.
Nice.
Just bam, and he ends up going straight down. The other guy went down. His throat got ripped open. Guy who shot at Henri jumps back through the window and is running. So then he's down. He's fighting. He's dead. That leaves the other guy with the gun who ended up getting stuck with the knife. He turns around and runs as well, firing to try and get out. Firing blindly. Hold on 1 second. That's not good enough anyways. So he fires. It comes close to Henri, but not good enough. Ends up striking the staircase behind him. As they both bail out the front and trying to run. So at this point, it is your actually at this point. So it would be your guys' actions. So Henri and Remus.
I have a gun. I pull my gun and shoot one of the guys that's running away.
You already have your sword pulled out.
Well, it's a sword cane, so I pull
So,
it out with a sword.
But you'd have to spend a moment to put it away and pull out your gun if you wanted to do that.
Can I drop my sword cane and just pull the gun out in the same movement?
Sure. If you want to just leave your sword cane there, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to drop the cane and pull out the gun to shoot.
Okay. So go ahead. You're at a heightened difficulty because you're pulling it out and firing at the same time. So just difficulty 7. Dang it.
Whichever one Henri is shooting at, I want to try to dive and tackle the other one.
Okay.
2 successes.
Oh yeah, those are ones. You strike. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. Okay, PPK Walter is damage is 4.
You'll add 1 die to that roll because of your strike.
Okay. Difficulty 6.
Yeah, difficulty 6 for damage.
Okay, 2 successes.
Okay, so he takes a round and he's crumpling. He's still trying to get away, but he's crumpled to the ground and is seriously hurt. Remus, go ahead and roll your flying body tackle.
So what would that be? Dex or strength?
Dex and athletics. Yeah. Actually, Dex and athletics.
Okay, so this is my Dex, and this is my athletics. Man, it feels good to roll this many dice. Oh, snap. What was the difficulty again?
6.
6? Okay. And because my Dex is 5, 10s explode, so I can roll another one.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, another one. So that is... Make sure I counted that right. That is 7 successes.
Ooh,
Wow.
Yeah, roll your damage.
Yeah, it's a solid tackle.
So Remus comes flying out through the window to tackle this guy in his best Lord Raiden flying Bobalee attack. Flying Bobalee!
Okay, and that's strength with potence?
Yes.
Okay. So that's That is 3 successes.
Oh, so yeah, just bam! You grind him into the ground and tackle him down. So you've got him. You're on top of him, and Henri, you are. You've run outside. You've got your pistol at this point. The other guy who was trying to run away is like bleeding and limping at this point. So I mean, really, you're at the end of combat at this point, unless you wish to continue it. The one guy's going to keep trying to get away, but he's going to be at your mercy if you wanted to shoot him or tackle him or whatnot.
Is it possible for me to because I don't know, is the dude that I've tackled, is he still like able-bodied enough to continue to try to escape?
Not at his current wound status.
Okay.
You've easily got him overpowered.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like grab him by the neck with one hand. I'm gonna go over to the dude who's trying to escape, and I'm gonna grab him by the neck with the other, and start dragging them back into the art museum.
Is that the guy that's in me?
Yeah,
What's that?
The dude that you just shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just take my gun and I'm just standing and I'm like, I go, don't resist. I'm like, security.
So Henri is, as well as others, are starting to call or scream for the police or whatnot to show up, and you guys can by this point start to hear the sirens in the distance.
Can I check? Do these guys have wallets on them?
Yeah. And
Right.
Latisse at this point, is getting up, checking on Andrew, making sure he's okay, and he's getting up, but he's kind of beaten. The guy that Sophie is entranced has just kind of got his bat sitting at the side, and he's like, "Sup?"
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
So we're out of combat now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrogate him before the fuzz get here and take things away.
Okay. So you can ask him 3 questions.
Why did you come here?
Oh, we were paid.
By whom?
Some guy. I didn't get all the details. He did. And he points down to the guy who's crumpled in front of you. Who's like, got this nasty looking hematoma forming now from that baseball hit or the bat hit.
I want those details.
So he kind of like looks down at the guy and he's like,
Get him off his phone or something.
Oh, sure, well, sure thing, ma'am. And so he just like reaches down and pulls out the guy's phone and he's like, oh, blocked.
Put his thumbprint like on the thing. Does that unlock it?
I'll take that.
Huh? Just hands it to you. I mean, and
Okay.
he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm real sorry about the bat.
I want to slap him, not like super hard, but just like
Okay, it's like, I get it.
I had that coming.
Remus is bringing the others in. Sirens are coming, and people are kind of terrified. They're not sure why these people broke in and did what they did. Andrew seems to be okay and is getting himself in. They're starting to take some statements. They're really trying to figure out why exactly the one guy has a ripped open neck and bled out on the art room gallery floor.
Also, I'd like to, since I kind of know what I'm looking for as far as the like mental block, I'd like to like briefly search the dude on the floor.
You will have 2 chances to do so before it's going to look super suspicious to the police what you're doing,
Okay.
who are showing up.
Police here already?
The police are here at this point.
I'm putting my gun away, cleaning my sword and putting that away. And I'm like, should we go or do we need to stay?
I'm gonna whisper to them to distract the police for a minute. Just like,
to us. Okay.
and then I'm gonna search the guy.
So you don't have to role play it. You're just going to ask him like random questions or try to give like
I just want to see if I can find.
Well, no, are you going to try to give them forward statements or something to help distract so Sophie can do what she's doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
speak only in French.
All right.
I'm gonna say like, look, I brought this guy. He's my uncle, and he's new from France, and we just came to this gallery to have fun and see some culture. And then these guys like, yeah, I'm talking it big.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like, yeah,
So
no.
why don't you both just give me charisma and subterfuge checks?
Can I do charisma and performance?
Yeah.
Can I also do charisma performance?
No, because you're straight up lying and you're speaking English.
Dang
Okay.
it. I bet you have performance, don't you?
I have 2 in performance. I don't. Subterfuge is not on my sheet at all.
I have 7 successes.
Whew.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. All right. So you're basically trying to throw as much detail as you can at them, to keep them like in their notebook and jotting down information or just keeping them distracted. So you have 3 tests then, Sophie. So go ahead and loot the body.
What am I rolling?
Well, what are you trying to do specifically? Outside of obviously taking the phone.
I'm trying to see if I can find the article that is blocking the mental thing.
All right. So you're going to need to look for something that has that aura.
Oh, I can do that.
You sure can.
Okay. Difficulty is 7.
Yes.
Do I get to re-roll a 10 if I re-rolled a 10 already?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they keep exploding until they don't. Huh?
4.
4? Okay. You can see that it is his wristwatch.
All right, I'm gonna take off his watch
Okay.
and slip it in my purse
Okay.
with his cell phone.
Alrighty. Was that
Cool.
all you wanted to do?
Mhm.
Okay. So, and Latisse obviously is, giving, whatever information she can to the police about, what took place. Nobody is certain what exactly happened. They just think somebody fleeing the scene may have slashed at somebody, slashed at one of the attackers or something as they pass by, which is kind of consistent with what everybody else thought they saw, but no one's really sure because everything, as they said, happened too fast.
I'm gonna slip into English. I'm like, they did break through the window. I said, was it the glass window? See, he maybe slit his jugular when he was coming through.
I mean, it's all confusing, so they're trying to take as much information in as possible, and so
Major artery right here.
and so Latisse pulls Sophie aside, and she's like, "I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. If I had known something like this was going to happen, I never would have invited you. I'm sorry."
No, I'm really sorry about your shop or your gallery, but I think this was part of a bigger thing. But we'll get to the bottom of it. You don't recognize these men, do you?
No, I don't recognize him at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna be all excited walking up to Latisse. Oh, thank you very much. I said, so this is evening. It's the most excitement I have had in this city in quite some time. I'm like grabbing her hand and kissing her.
Well, she says, "Well, if it hadn't have been for you 3, I don't know what would have happened. here with these individuals. So thank you very much for helping with whoever these people are.
Okay, there was one other, the one that slashed the neck. This she was quickly ran through. Was she a friend of yours as well? We did not see. She was a blonde lady.
No, I don't even know who that was. I felt the wind, so I mean maybe they were moving in celerity or something. I don't know.
I would suspect as well.
Were they the same person that you noticed before, Henri?
I did not see her because she was using obfuscate before. So if she's using obfuscate and celerity, she's got the powers.
Is that person still there, the blonde one?
No.
No, they already gone.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do aura perception again and look around, see if
Sure.
Hey, look around, Sophie.
You absolutely can, Sophie.
I'm like, look around, Sophie. Do your thing. Do the googly eyes. Ooh, look around. Look.
difficulty 6 again?
Yes.
4.
Okay. So you look around at this point, and you're trying to see what's going on in the crowd, and this time when you're looking around, you actually see somebody that nobody else notices. Like the people are just kind of going around her like nothing, and you see a woman standing there with white porcelain skin. She has black hair, at long black hair at this point, and that same outfit that I described.
What is her positioning? Does she look like? Wait, she's just being unnoticed.
Mm-hmm. And she's staring intently at what's happening.
Do you see her?
I'm gonna whisper back and describe where she's standing, but try not to be obvious about it.
Well, this is obfuscate. This is my power. So she yes.
She's not obfuscated. She's just.
Oh, she is.
Oh, she is?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Nobody else notices her.
Oh, I thought, okay. Because normally
you can actually see her.
Normally I can't actually see. Normally I just.
You pierced it.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, aspects of enough successes, you can pierce it.
That's fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna just keep an eye on her until the police leave, and then I want to maybe go up and talk to her. But right now, I'm just gonna watch.
I say we go speak to her before she leaves. She knew who I was.
Does it look like she's leaving?
No, she's just watching right now.
Can you?
But if you guys are waiting for the police to leave, she does eventually leave before the police.
Okay, then
leave.
I don't want to do that.
I'm gonna say, can you see her, or is it just an aspect aura kind of thing? Like, what do you see?
I see a woman, black hair, fancy red dress, white skin.
Do I recognize this, Jerome?
Based on that description, that sounds like a Katarina.
I mean, I say that. I go, that sounds like Ekaterina. And so she was here, and she, I went to go speak to her.
Wasn't she blonde before?
She has the black hair. I'm not sure what I only saw her run past. I did not see the hair.
Yeah, I guess I thought I saw somebody with blonde hair.
There may have been more than one person, but that is the current. Let us go speak to her before she decides to leave.
All right, then I'll try and casually walk over there, and not exactly make eye contact, but just anyway, that.
So as you start to make your way, are you all going over that way, or is it just Sophie?
I want to go with her because Sophie hasn't met her yet, so I want to go with her.
I'm gonna stay with Latisse just because, and just in case anything else happens.
Okay.
In that case, I'm gonna like clutch Henri's arm like I'm scared,
Okay.
just to like make a pretense for the police.
Okay.
I mean, my dress is ripped open, so obviously stuff has happened. So anyway,
I'm gonna be like calming her down. Oh, Shari, it's okay, it's okay. What do you see? Yeah, it's okay, Shari.
What you see?
Oh, calm down, Shari. You're so be fine. And she's still there. So it's okay, Shari.
You're almost sounding like Uncle Roger there for a moment. What you think? What you think? Hiya. Crazy woman. She has no MSG.
Drain the rice. What you with your
I
rice?
know.
he tried to fight with Rebar.
I know.
That is not real sword.
Oh, yeah. Mother hit me with wok. Hit me with wok when I was young. No fight with rebar.
So we're walking over to her. What does she do? Like she like
as you guys are walking over, her eyes are just like following you guys as you do.
Well, all right.
When we get close enough to her, like because she's still invisible and everything, I'm like, come and walk with us so you can speak to us in private.
1 second. So as you guys are approaching, you can hear that there is some music playing in one of the cars nearby. And let's see. You end up hearing it's actually Drowning Pool's Bodies Hit the Floor. So it's like, it's a popular song. Well, it's a college radio station, and as you end up hearing getting near the song, you end up hearing her voice is mirroring the lyrics of the song. Like the chorus line of it, let the bodies hit the floor, and both of you are compelled to literally turn right back around and approach the bodies that are in the that are on the floor in the art house.
Okay. Let's go check out the bodies.
Now you can attempt to resist by expending a willpower if you're going to.
I want to talk to you, Katarina. I'm spending a willpower.
But okay, so in doing so, you're able to hold. You'll be able to hold it off, at least the compulsion for a little bit. But you are still feeling the compulsion to literally get up and go away. Not like violently or whatnot, but
no, I can resist
in essence to present yourself to the bodies that are on the floor.
I mean, I might only be able to do this for a couple minutes, but I'm definitely going to resist this to go talk to her because I want to know why she's here. I mean,
Are you attempting to as well, Sophie?
Do I have additional struggles because of willpower?
I'll be right back. Sorry.
No.
Okay. So this doesn't affect my weakness.
No.
Okay. I'd have to spend a willpower to resist.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay. So you are in the same boat. You are attempting to. I mean, you're doing your best to, not walk, to turn around and walk away. And as the two of you approach, she stops singing and then quietly says, "Turn around and walk away."
Why?
Now.
All right, I'm gonna turn around.
We'll have to wait for Todd.
Sorry, I am right here.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm just off screen. All right. So, Mademoiselle, we shall speak later then.
Okay. And with that, we will go ahead and end the scene. We've had 3 hours and 45 minutes of game.
Wow.
Lots of game.
Yeah.
So, before we end it off, so Brittany, RP vote?
Oh gosh. Uh, I think back to the whole game. I'm gonna go with Todd.
Okay. So, George?
This is a good one. Like, I was trying to pay attention to, like, okay, who's doing what, but then, like, as the game was going on, I was like, just so like, I was just so into what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have to give it to Todd too.
Okay.
Like,
so
there's something about Henri that's like, he's so like delightfully creepy, and even he just is like, yeah, my tongue was cut out for 5 years. I wasn't allowed to speak. He's like very just like, whoa.
So that
delightful creepiness.
So that makes Todd our winner of the RP vote. So Todd, which book would you like, or which one do you not have? You got Kindred of the Ebony Kingdom, Vampire Dark Ages, or Gypsies?
Ebony Kingdom.
Ebony Kingdom. Alrighty. So when next I see you, remind me, and I will get you that book.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, and thank both of you.
No problem. Alrighty. So I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. So that will bring our game to a close for tonight. Next game will be on my birthday. So that will be October 16th. Which I am not opposed to playing because I don't exactly have any plans.
These are plans.
And then tomorrow is Cyberpunk. So, what's that? Yes, and then the Farah game on Monday, and then Firefly on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So thank you all for tuning in. We had quite a few people watching us at any given time tonight. It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of people jump into the chat, and if you guys end up watching this on the replay or whatnot, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you all for stopping by, and I was asked to raid another game. Let me get that pulled up real quick. Hopefully they are still playing. Go ahead and put that in raid. Doink. There we go. Ta-da. All right. And we are done. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Arrivederci.
It's so hard to have an evening of culture in this town.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I went to see a movie with my brother today.